How we going, guys? Welcome to another HFD podcast. We are back. We're back. So
we're back in the land of the best podcast in the world, guys.
We are. Before we get into anything, so everyone had a great Christmas and looking forward to a good New Year. But we've got two guests tonight, don't we, big man?
We do have two guests. First, we have someone that's a bit familiar to HFD and to the King of the North over here.
He's been on a few episodes.
CG, how you going, mate?
Going good, thanks.
Welcome to
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while, yeah. I've been in Perth and moved to Melbourne. So
No longer King of the North.
No, King of the South now.
King of the South. So no, it's good to have you on board, man.
Thanks very much.
Ready for a big night, man.
That's good. No, looking forward to it.
That's it. And we got Rob, another constant in our chat along with Chris. Rob, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me along.
No.
Looking forward to it.
We love you in the chat, so it's gonna be really cool.
Having you
actually here.
Say it straight to us.
Oh no, I hadn't planned on saying anything. I was just going to keep doing it in the chat.
It's going to be typing.
But yeah, guys, look, if you're in the chat, welcome, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, help us out. Also, want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers. We've got 500 subscribers, and big accomplishment.
On Christmas, didn't we?
We did. Thank you to everyone. There is a draw happening, a giveaway.
So we can bring that up, can't we?
We'll bring it up. We will announce that soon, I guess. Probably in the next... Are we doing it today or...?
No, in the next couple of days. Chris will go through the Instagram followers because we said it was going to be to all the Instagram followers. So Chris will pick someone out of all the followers that we've hit 500 subs and he'll connect with that.
Yeah, so we'll pick someone out of a hat.
Connect with that person, and
connect with you, and we'll send you your prize. But we've still got the next prize to get.
Now 500 subs. We know on the next pocket that means I've got to pull my hair down, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Well, I thought you were gonna actually pull your hair down tonight.
You know what? I completely forgot about it. We were saying it to all when we were at like 200. We're like, listen, when we get to 500 subs, KP will put his hair down.
Yep.
It was getting closer. Chris come in, your hair's coming down. I completely forgot about it. So next
podcast, have that down. If he's not down, then we have to do something bad to him.
Yeah.
Put him to the table.
Pin him down
we'll dye it blue.
Not
red, blue.
Can't do that. I mean, it's definitely going down.
But yeah, we'll get us to 1,000, guys. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do.
That's it.
And we'll make sure, you'll actually get a hoodie this time.
That's it. The 1K is a hoodie, isn't it?
Yeah, with a PlayStation gift card. $100 gift card. So
Awesome.
Yeah, so incentive to subscribe, even if you don't like us.
Yeah,
just subscribe anyway.
Just subscribe. But anyone in the chat?
Oh, there you go. Johnny G says, Drusetta, the man himself. It's me and Zaggy here. That's if you know, joke. That's an old joke.
It's an old joke. I put him to the test and I put him up front one game.
It was
laughable. It was laughable.
When he was coaching us, John was our goalie.
Oh, was he?
Got to stand up front, and then Zaggy was this Italian striker. It was just that's John.
I can't even remember if we won or lost. Anyway.
I can't remember. It was good times.
Well, he's waiting for his baby to come.
He is.
Next
exciting times, Johnny.
I know. Next couple of days.
So, there's congratulations in order there for John.
Little George.
That's it. So, but before we get into it, how was everyone's Christmas?
Very good.
Good Christmas.
Yeah, came across and on the 23rd and spent Christmas with the Big C.
The big man.
Aussie Seth Rogen.
It's been a couple of years since I've been able to come across, so it was good to come back and usually spend Christmas and New Year here.
Yeah,
so it's been fantastic.
Back
with the family again. So.
Yeah, we had a lamb on the spit. So
did
obviously, in Greek, it's my name day.
Yeah. On Christmas Day is
on
Chris.
Christmas Day because my name's Chris.
It's his name day.
Yeah, it's his name day. So basically, traditionally, when it's your name day, you normally have a lamb on the spit.
Yeah, it's a big. Well, the traditions in Greek name day is bigger than birthday.
Yeah,
it's everything. It's like the biggest.
Yeah, because traditionally Greeks normally have like a turkey or something. Like
Johnny says, "Thanks, boys, for all the
no worries,
congratulatories."
No problem. No, they said normally traditionally they have a turkey or something like that for Christmas, but because it was my name day, for years we've been having lamb on the spit. So.
No contest. No contest.
It was so good, wasn't it?
And
I look good.
And he actually got taught how to prepare.
I know. I was watching your dad. So today, your dad taught you this time.
Yeah, we both got taught.
Yeah, he taught you the tricks of the trade.
Yeah,
good experience.
It is good.
I always say that to my dad. It's like they teach you everything you know, not everything they know.
Yeah.
That's right.
They won't have these little tricks that you don't know.
Yeah, no, it's good because I want to be doing it for
Yeah, of course.
in years to come. So,
Of course.
because my grandfather grew up with that. So
Yeah, of course.
every Christmas there was a lamb on the spit.
You want to keep that going.
Yeah. So if I don't know how to do it, then it's
That tradition dies.
that's right, guys. So no, it was very tasty. We actually were eating it
It's good.
as
Yeah,
we're cutting it. We're eating it.
the
Oh
best.
man,
That is.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But
How about yours?
Rob, you?
Just nice and quiet.
Yeah.
After, I'm just doing bits and pieces with filming and writing and stuff. So it was a nice, quiet Christmas.
Yeah, mine was
good.
just here. We do it here now. Now that my dad is the grandparent, my grandparents that we used to go to their houses. Now it's here because all the grandkids come here. And
I did see the fish. I was very
fish, the
impressed.
salmon
no,
was
it
good.
looks good.
The salmon was good. Well, we do the same thing like the lamb, but we have it cut up already. So we do like
okay.
yeah,
it's called a gundo suvla. So it's the lamb already cut up on the rotisserie, and then
Yep.
we got a whole salmon and we cooked that.
Yeah,
That was real nice. Salmon.
did you get any good presents?
I got. Yeah, I did from Jess. Jess did get me. Jess, because I love, you've seen on our shorts, I like smoking meat, like in that. Like
Yes,
Jess
you
bought
do.
me a new smoker,
Ah, there you go.
and
Nice.
it's pretty good.
And you got a PlayStation
Yeah, I got a
camera.
PS5 camera that, again, from Jess.
So all your good presents came from Jeff.
Very good.
All my good presents from Jess.
So what you need to try now is smoked eel.
Eel.
I've tried.
Smoked eel.
Do you know what I've tried?
I've had eel, but
I've
not
had eel.
smoked.
Oh,
I had sushi
die
eel.
I've had eel, but not smoked.
Sushi.
I've had it fried.
Sushi
I'm pretty good
smoked.
fried.
Smoked
eel.
Eel.
Well, because me, I did a. I've done. I'm like into the smoking. I've done
the
some.
big anguilla ones.
I've done some good things on there, like pork ribs, amazing on there, and I did a brisket on there that is like just
I
falls
remember
apart. It's
seeing that.
beautiful. Like, but that's I'm gonna have to try that smoked eel. I've had eel fried, and it's nice. The eel's good, but
That's awesome.
have to give it a try on the smoker. I think.
You got some good. You got some good presents.
Is it
Yeah,
a
yeah.
particular wood that you use in the
I
smoker?
like for like red meats. I like cherry
Yep.
because it's like sweeter.
Mhm.
But for seafood, I think I haven't done much seafood in it. They recommend like apple or lemon, like more of the citrus.
Yep.
But I like the cherry. I reckon does beautiful for me personally. I reckon it's a sweet flavor, and
I think you got to have us over for a.
we have to. It
Some
has to be
good
done.
stuff.
We have to. We're gonna have to do pizza nights,
Oh,
smoking night. We're gonna have to.
his
gonna have to
pizza is unbelievable.
Rob,
Oh, I've already had
he
his
knows.
pizza.
He
How
knows.
good is it?
Oh yeah.
Very good, Chris. You don't know, it's up there.
Marek says yes to the smoked eel. Amanda says.
Oh,
There
Muddy.
you go, so
Welcome.
someone-
Hey, that's we got to shout
There
out.
we
So before we keep going, shouting out Muddick. How you going, buddy? He's from Perth. He's come to visit us. So he's my in-law.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, big shout out to Muddick. How you going, buddy?
And I was actually talking to him today, Rob.
Yeah.
I think he said Melbourne. He's actually a co-founder of Polonia in Melbourne. He's into
Oh,
in the
wow.
soccer club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob's into soccer, so
He's full on, man. He's full into crypto. Like he's an older guy, but he like loves his crypto
yeah,
and
that's good. Good.
And he's soccer.
he loves his
Loves the
soccer.
That's why me and him were just talking about soccer. Well, because he actually was saying that they had because like we used to do the Hellenic tournament here with all the Greek clubs. They used to do one with the Polish clubs and all that, and they
And
had,
we did one with the Croatian.
yeah, well, they had the Polish, the Macedonians, and that, and he actually had
Yep.
Chris Trajanovski was there playing.
Oh,
and
right.
I said, man, he was,
Oh,
my,
really?
he was my coach. I was like, he played for Australia, and he goes, yeah, he goes, him, Despotovsky were playing in it, like when they were all younger.
Yeah.
I said, man, Chris was, I was telling him today, I was saying, like, when I played with him, he was like 45. The guy was amazing. The
Really?
guy was free. He was a real good player. Yeah. But he was my coach.
And the Croatians every home game for the tournament, 2 pigs, 2
Yeah,
hamburgers on a
there
spit.
you go. See,
Really?
remember I was saying to you, they
Wow.
go crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been brought up on
Wow.
Well, me and
Oh, I love
Me
that
and-
stuff.
Me and
Okay.
Goffy were talking. I was saying that to him here back in the day when the derbies used to happen here, Croatia versus Beograd. This was a local league game. You used to get 15,000 people there. Spins, everything was huge.
Oh,
And this was a
awesome.
local league game.
Yeah.
Getting more than SANFL game.
Yeah.
Same in Sydney. They used
Yeah,
to
they
have
would've.
Fairfield United, who
Yeah.
were the Croatians, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Serbians, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
there was like war. So
Really?
oh yeah, it was full on. So but then
The
they
Croatia Beograd
then
derby
they
here was
changed it
crazy.
when Sydney FC came in. Then
Yeah.
they got all the had a truce.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tried to have a truce.
Yeah.
So,
I remember when we used to go to the soccer and see West Adelaide versus
it was good.
Adelaide City.
and
That was the
no,
best
oh
game.
yeah, that too. But we used to go see West Adelaide versus Melbourne Knights.
Oh, that was crazy.
Always
Oh, yeah.
Croatians, crazy fights,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just always fights.
there was
Always,
no-
you just know.
We're
Every
talking.
state.
We've gone completely off again, but
We have, we always do.
The atmosphere here when it used to be the NSL, West Adelaide Juventus used to be the best atmosphere. I mean, I was only young and it was.
Oh
the best. It was the best.
I went to the
atmosphere.
last derby actually.
Yeah, so did I. I remember
We
went.
won
A
that one.
football park.
No,
No,
I went to the last one.
Was there?
It's called football park.
Yeah, football
Oh, I
park.
didn't know
It was
that.
West
I
Adelaide,
went-
Adelaide City.
Was there?
Yeah.
Massive.
I didn't go to that.
Massive crowd.
I went to the last one at Highmarsh, and I remember at the
I
time,
did
see, I was young and I didn't know what was going on, but my dad knew that West Adelaide were folding. You know, all the older guys knew. I had no idea.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I always remember it was like everyone walked on the field at the end because it was this sad atmosphere happening.
Yeah, yeah.
None of us kids knew why. My dad and all that knew, and it was like now I look back to it and I was like, no wonder why it was such a sad day. It was like the club was folding, and
I was folding. Yeah,
That
it was a
was-
sad day, but we won that one.
we did, yeah.
Yeah, West
But
Adelaide won that.
They knew. They'd already known. All the older boys.
Yeah, it
knew
was
that
sad. It was sad that
folding from-
that league actually fell apart, but
Oh, listen, NSL was. It's just it stopped getting support.
yeah, it did. It
It's
was
like
cool.
the A-League.
I liked
Now
it.
look at the A-League at the start. It's slowly the fan base is just slowly dwindling, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not, it's
Do you
just-
think like the Adelaide United fans are like both the Greeks and the Italians together? But it's not, is it?
Oh no, there's so
No,
many. Listen, I know.
it's not,
Rob
is it?
would know, but there's so many. You know what I mean?
But
And
that's
you
what
know
it was
who Adelaide
about,
City go support. They go support Adelaide City in the
Yeah, I
local
know.
league.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they were in the national A-League, they'd go support it.
Yeah, but
But in
Adelaide,
their belief, we're Adelaide City, so they don't support Adelaide United.
because Adelaide United is like,
That's right. It's meant to be,
but it's not.
but it's not. It's
No,
more.
'cause imagine
it's
that.
more new supporters.
But imagine how many supporters they would have if
Oh,
they
it
were
would,
United.
but it won't happen.
And this is the thing is locally, collectively,
Oh.
all of the ethnic clubs,
Oh.
Colonia, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
all around the country, they would get between 500 and 1,000. Collectively, there would be more people turning
If
up
they
to all of
actually
these
united.
local
Right.
If they actually united,
They-
like
That's
they're
right.
saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the A-League. It just,
Maybe that's the problem with Australian soccer. There's too much division.
Oh, it's because there's division in our communities here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
maybe. I don't know.
Of
I mean,
course.
like, why isn't the world game big here? I mean, I know you got AFL, but like,
It's because it's only been pushed for the past since we made the World Cup.
yes,
Soccer in Australia has only been pushed since, let's say, 03, 04, since we
Yeah.
qualified. Before then, they didn't care about it. It was never pushed. The minute we made the World Cup again, when John Aloisi scored that penalty, soccer got pushed again.
Yeah.
And it started getting pushed, started getting played, started getting, it's, you still hear them now. We got the grand finals on. There's 50,000 people there, and the AFL's got a game going the same night. And the AFL commentators will sit there bagging the grand final.
Yeah.
Because to them it's nothing. They don't.
That's right.
You know, but it's whereas the soccer people will accept football. They're like, yeah, I like football, whatever. They don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
Rugby
it's,
league's the same in Sydney.
yeah, of course,
They
yeah.
don't-
Rugby's it's rugby or nothing.
That's
Same in
right,
Queensland.
yeah.
It's
They just won't-
but here's the
won't
weird
promote
thing between rugby and AFL. We are off topic. aren't we?
we are way off topic. That's all
When
right.
I was in Sydney, the state of origin,
Yeah.
it's like I'm representing New South Wales, I'm
Oh,
representing
yeah,
Queensland.
yeah.
it. Yep.
It's like better than you're bigger than your
my
country.
club, my club can go hang.
Yeah.
But AFL can't do that.
No.
Nah.
Yeah. No.
They don't want to do that.
they used to though.
You know how good the
back in
state
the
of
day.
You remember the state of origin?
Oh,
I
how good
remember,
was it?
I remember the state of origin. I don't know if you remember it because I was into it. Rob probably remember when Kernahan got stuck in traffic. This is going back in. It was like 90, 91 or something. He got there at like quarter time, and he kicked 9 goals, and South Australia won. But he was like stuck in traffic. He didn't. He got to the game
There you
late.
go. I
And
love
Lockett,
Dixon.
Lockett kicked 9 goals on the other end for Victoria. Like it was.
Yes.
I mean, they haven't got a World Cup, and it's
Nah,
a perfect
that's
marketing,
right. Of
marketing
course.
opportunity
State of origin was the best.
to have, I don't know, Queensland, New South Wales, etc., have a bit of a tournament.
Yeah.
But they'll
For AFL.
sacrifice.
The
State of origin
marketing
was there.
boom.
Yeah, but they'll sacrifice their own players for
Of course.
New South Wales and Queensland.
Oh, yeah.
And the clubs themselves, like
They'll put that first, won't
The
they?
Roosters.
Yeah.
And if our best player for the Roosters got put out for 6 weeks, it doesn't matter because they played in the
Played
state of origin
origin.
and you won for New South Wales.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
State of origin is like bigger than the country.
It
It's
is.
like
It is.
They play for the
It's always
Wallabies.
bigger than
It's like-
Australia.
yeah.
Like Australia versus England or whatever. So yeah.
Do you think like Australia will ever have the World Cup?
the Soccer World Cup.
Yeah. Like, do we have the stadiums? We have the.
Oh, we've got the
soccer-
infrastructure.
got
That's
the
not an
We've
issue.
got that.
I mean, we're hosting the women's next
223.
2023.
That'd be awesome if it came here. Because
Do you
I
think that we'd ever get it? I don't think we'll see it in my lifetime.
It'll be.
I don't know.
I think that was
I don't know.
It'll be a question of everywhere else being totally unsuitable
Yeah,
for some
that's
reason.
right. They won't just give it to
They
us
won't just give it
because we've got
we had the
we've got yeah we've got I mean we've got the stadiums, we've got MCG is one of the biggest stadiums in the world. You know, it's like
you know how in that singing competition like Eurovision,
Yeah.
Australia goes into it.
into Eurovision.
Yeah, so
How does
why?
that- how does
alright,
that work?
That's because we've got a lot.
Exactly.
That's because we've got a lot of ethnics here.
exactly right. So why can't the Euro come to Australia then and just have it on neutral ground?
Well, they've had the Eurovision here in Australia,
Well, there you go.
so that came.
How
this
good would it be
year.
to have the
Well,
Euro?
listen.
Yeah.
What year was it? So it went to Asia, South Korea.
Not
had it.
Eurovision.
No, I'm talking about the World Cup.
No, I'm talking about the Euro.
No, I'm just saying. But so they had the World Cup.
Getting right off
It was
the-
in. Was that 02?
Oh, too.
02 was in Asia. So I mean, if they can have it,
Yeah.
you know, why can't? It's just,
And FIFA shot themselves in the foot because they argued, "Oh, we're going to give everyone a go. We'll just go
Yeah.
around." But they keep forgetting Oceania.
That's right.
They do.
Yeah.
So technically, it's New Zealand, not Australia. But
But they'll go into
Australia
an
and New
Asian
Zealand
country
could
rather
easily.
Why
come
can't they do it
together.
together?
Co-host, that's right.
We've,
Well, that's what I
we've
was.
got rugby stadium, AFL stadium that
Go off,
are going to
man.
get used
Ah.
after the World Cup.
And it would propel soccer in the country.
Listen, what happened
Like,
to
even more.
what happened to America? If you remember back,
94.
I remember watching 1990 with my dad, but just watching it with him. But the first World Cup that I fully remember being invested in was 94.
Yeah, that's when
And it was because the
Macho.
Americans. No, but it's because yes,
fine.
exactly. But it's because the Americans are like us here.
yeah.
They didn't care about soccer, but they know how to have an event. So it went
It was
there
a
and
killer event.
It went
That was
off.
that
It
was
went
one of
off.
the
They
best.
they know how to. Oh, let's just make this a good event, and they did it. And that's what they'll do here.
That event was cool because like Maradona came back and
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 then
even
he
like
got drug tested.
yeah, he got drunk. Like it was so controversial. The
He
whole
scored
thing.
against Greece, man.
He
You can't
did.
be
He
happy.
went, remember?
He
He
went
scored
to the
against
camera,
Greece.
and then he got drug tested after.
He had
did.
zombie eyes when he was
Yeah.
running to that camera. He had zombie eyes.
That was a good World Cup. That's the one I remember as well, man. I was like year 6 or something. So
Yeah, I remember
I would have been like
that.
10 years old, you know.
All I remember about the 1990 World Cup was my dad yelling at Paolo Rossi.
1990. What
no.
year? 82.
Not for Rossi. What was the Italian bloke in 90? I remember my dad going off in the 1990 World Cup. Just watching it on the old Rank Arena.
No, and you know what? I remember when Australia, like in 2006, when they were facing Italy.
Italy.
Like, yeah, just I don't know. The
Dude,
vibe
I
about
mate-
soccer then was awesome. Like, just an awesome vibe,
Yeah,
and you just
because
want them to
it
win. And I
was
was
the
like,
first
come
time
on.
we, had been in the World Cup since '74. I mean,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah. It just sucks that Australia just has declined since then.
I think they've got to do a deal with the AFL because the AFL could, again, this is another marketing opportunity. Can you guys have 1 or 2 rounds during the World Cup period? We will broadcast that to the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then there goes membership, sponsorship, merchandising, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, of
Exactly.
course.
And who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
there might be one country that picks it up.
Yeah.
And
That's
Australia
right.
may have
Well,
its
they
first
go-
AFL international
They
game.
go play AFL.
Why not?
Don't Port. You're a Port fan.
They go to
Didn't
China.
they go play
go
in
to
China?
Shanghai.
Yeah,
But I
that
think they've
was
done
more-
it two,
more,
2 years in a row, haven't they?
Yeah.
So
Not
they're
anymore.
trying-
Obviously, since
yeah,
COVID,
whatever, but they-
Seaward, sorry.
They did it. They've done it twice.
They've done it twice, yeah.
Let's try to
Yeah.
start it in South Africa.
But it's a good initiative, though.
Well, in America, they've got a USA AFL
Yeah.
league.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they've got a league,
There you go.
but it's not obviously
Yeah.
like it's not world class. Like,
Yeah, it's not going to be because they're not.
No.
soccer league.
Yeah. Neither is their soccer league.
well, AFL here because we're the only ones to play it.
Well, they're
like,
gonna be better.
professionally.
Yeah.
It's world class. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to get the same league over there.
No, of course.
So
the Irish might be alright. They play.
Oh, but they
Gaelic.
play
Gaelic
Gaelic.
football. They're
Yeah.
far more fitter.
Oh yeah, it's
Right.
different.
Oh, yeah.
different.
they run like
You know the
Balls.
when we used to play them in the international rules. Andrew McLeod was like. The story goes that he was a better soccer player than he was a footy player.
really.
He loved footy, and they went there, and apparently he got there. They're doing the international rules, and he was the best soccer player there. These guys were all playing soccer since they were kids, and apparently they were telling him, "Hey, can you want to come here? We'll get you trials." And he's like, "No, it's all right."
Yeah, but he was like
He was
a freak.
He was a Rolls Royce of it. He was talented.
He was just like just naturally
He was
talented.
gifted, yeah.
Naturally, you
He
get
was a
people
gifted
that
person.
are naturally talented, and then some people that are talented.
He was
but
gifted.
have to work to get there.
Yeah.
But he just is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
You get some people who love whatever vocation it is. No matter how much they try, they're not going to be any good.
No, that's right.
True,
That's fair.
true that. That's true.
Right.
But if you apply yourself, and you can. But there, I know what you mean.
Well, isn't
Like-
that what people say about Ronaldo and Messi? They're like, you always get the feeling that Ronaldo's had to work a lot harder to have, he's been at the same level as him, let's say, but,
right. Yeah.
Messi was probably more talented.
No,
It's,
more naturally.
naturally.
I've
That's
coached
the way I'm
some
saying.
naturally talented
Oh.
players, and they didn't give a shit.
No, that's
there you
right.
go. Yeah, I know. It's sad, isn't it?
And you
It's
think
sad.
you could be an international,
Oh, dude.
you could be
I know.
this.
Yeah.
And they just, oh no,
They don't care.
I might go to
Mate,
training, I might not.
yeah.
I had this goalkeeper. He was the best keeper I ever played with.
Yeah.
Nick, that was his first name, Nick. I used to tell him, he played in the Under-17 World Cup, right, for Australia. And I used to tell him all the time, I was like, Nick, if you cared, you'd be overseas, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he was... And it was just, he did not give a shit. And he was playing first team still here, and he was still the best keeper in the league.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
I remember when I was doing wrestling, like, you have new recruits come in, and if they couldn't roll, that's it.
Yeah.
If you can't do a forward roll, that's it. You can't wrestle, man.
Yeah.
You can't. And these people just keep, and people, it's unreal that there's so many people out there that can't do that motion.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And like, if you can't do it, bad luck, mate.
Yeah.
But you can train yourself, but you got to have patience, man, to do it. If you really want
Every
something,
sport is...
I believe if you really want something, you can accomplish it. You just got to
course.
keep trying. But there are people are more naturally gifted.
Listen, you're always going to be at a level in whatever sport. You're going to play something, you play
right.
at your level. That's, if you're better, you'll go to
Yeah, of course. Of course. Some people just I'm not good at something and just leave it, you know what I mean? They should just leave it.
Well, like Rob said, sometimes people love something and then...
That's right. If they love it enough, then they'll keep going at it and they probably will get it. It just takes
Yeah.
time. But naturally, like McLeod was a natural.
He was gifted. They reckon,
Gifted, mate.
he was very gifted.
Do you remember Andrew McLeod?
No.
No, you came from Sydney, so you.
Yeah, well, he was meant to go to Fremantle, and they pretty much said, no, he's crap. And then he came to Adelaide. He was from Port Adelaide.
Through
Yeah.
different eyes.
No, but that's what it is. It's like
Crazy, yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
Jordan's been rejected before. That's
Yeah.
why you got to look at it. And
Yeah.
he won 2 Norm Smith medals. He got jagged. He should have won a Brownlow.
He won 2.
2 Norm
premierships.
Smith medals in a row. He was best on ground both premierships.
Yeah.
And then
He was a freak.
when he was meant to win, he won the Players Player of the league that year, and it came down to the final game against Fremantle, and he got 36 touches, and they didn't give him a vote, and he lost the Brownlow to Woden, who was one of the fittest players.
That is crazy.
But you know what I mean?
man.
Because it's down to umpires.
Is that right? Because I couldn't remember.
He
I
got
can't remember.
36 touches, and we won.
I remember
and they gave the
Woden.
points to Peter Bill.
I remember Woden.
Yeah.
I remember Woden
Crazy.
won the actual
Yeah.
the Brownlow.
The camera was on McLeod. They waited.
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
went
yeah.
1 vote, 2 votes, and they had it on him. That's how you knew
Yeah,
everyone was
yeah.
like.
No,
so
that's
the world,
robbed, man. That's robbed.
Well, let's not say the world. Australia thought he was winning it because Channel 9 had the camera on him.
Yeah. Sorry,
then it went-
Woden. Sorry.
No, and then it went Peter Bell, and the camera went
What?
oh, what? They were like- and McLeod was just because he was the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
player in
yeah.
the league by far.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was. But yeah,
well.
when it's down to it's like they say about the Ballon d'Or. It's down to people that are voting. Well, how do the umpires know? They're umpiring the game. How can they give best on ground?
How can you watch it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I referee,
That's right.
and they come to you at the end of the game saying,
Give me
"Please
your
do vote."
votes.
Well, I'm refereeing where the ball is.
How am I going
Yeah.
to focus on that?
And I pick on one very old reference that someone that should have won the Norm Smith medal. You're just picking on whoever's on the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't see everything behind you.
That's right.
No.
One of the games, Geelong,
When Gary
Carlton.
Ablett, do you remember Gary Ablett won it?
Stephen Silvani
Yeah.
kept Gary Ablett goalless.
Yeah.
He'd already scored 110 goals for the season.
Yeah.
Stephen Silvani, defender problem number one
He'd
in
be
terms
the
of, in
defender.
terms of Norm
He was
Smith.
amazing.
You're not going
He kept him goalless, kept him out of the game. He should have won the Norm Smith medal.
But you know that's why.
Oh yeah, 'cause when they won that year.
Yeah.
Who won the North?
North
Can't,
probably.
Yeah, but who won the
oh,
North?
who won it? No, I can't
Bradley,
remember.
I would say it would be Bradley or Ratton. I reckon it was one of
Or
the
Diesel?
midfielders. Could have been or Kernan. It would be something like that.
You
Yeah.
only
It's always
see
a
that-
midfielder, man.
Do you know why? You know that's why how Rob brought up Silvani. That's why I always say to you, we always talk about, and I always say to you about Modra. Modra's the only one, and Silvani says it. They can say he kicked 10 goals on Silvani twice.
Did Modric do that?
That's how good he was.
Yeah, Modric was next.
And he was another one.
natural.
But he was another one that Rob's saying, if he actually cared, he would have been the best football player of all time. I'm telling you. But he did not care. He did
he
not
was very.
give a shit.
You can tell he's like one of those
He
like
wanted to
just
go play-
laid back kind of characters.
My brother used to see him at the nightclub,
Yeah,
Club
yeah.
America, the night before the game. Every week. And the guy would go kick 10 goals the next day.
He was like the biggest
He was.
icon in South
Oh,
Australia
he was
at the
huge.
time. Yeah.
He-
Like, massive.
that year that Rob's talking about, Ablett Ablett kicked 120 goals that year.
Yep.
And it was
Something astronomical.
yeah, and it was Modra's first year,
Yep.
93, and he kicked 126 goals in his debut year.
No way.
But because it wasn't a Victorian team, no one cared.
Nobody cares.
No one said a word about it.
You're not from the eastern states.
Incredible, isn't it?
Because he wasn't from there, it was
Yeah.
the Crows' second year. They're like, no, who cares about this bloke?
Yeah.
He doesn't care about it.
Biggest thing I
Guys
got
are
living
free.
in Sydney is we're the centre of the universe.
Yeah.
That's right. Nothing.
But he was a freak. Like he was. He apparently he was telling a story when he was on the radio. You remember Mick Martin from North Melbourne?
Yeah,
He was meant to be one of the best defenders ever.
Yeah, I remember.
And Modra won the Mark of the Year on him 4 times. And when you used to get the Mark of the Year, they used to give you a car, Toyota, or what a feeling. And he went up to Mick Martin and he gave him a beer at this Legends thing. And he goes, "Here, man." He goes, "I owe you something." He goes, "Because you gave me 4 new cars." Because he was a freak. Like I said, he didn't care. The guy, Malcolm Blight used to say it, he goes, he didn't care.
No.
He just,
No,
wanted to live his life. That was it.
And when he marked the ball, he held it.
Oh,
He
he
held
was
it.
crazy.
He held it.
crazy.
It stuck.
Look,
It stuck.
He was the most popular thing ever to come to SA. Nothing like
Freak.
that.
I mean,
Nothing like it.
we used to have these guys come from like overseas, like play soccer with us, and we had this Canadian guy one year, and we're like, "Oh, they let you in." We're like, "Do you know who Modra is?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "No, they let you in the stadium." What are you talking about? Can't believe they let you in here. Yeah, he was crazy.
He was cool.
He was cool.
Anyway,
All right, so we've gone completely off topic. We'll go back to a topic that we always like talking about. We can bring up a little thing like we always do.
crypto.
Bring up a little crypto, eh? There you go.
Why not?
Why not? And what I'm gonna do is I always put it out to you. I'll leave it to the Wolf of Hindley Street to. We've got Goffy here tonight who's actually into crypto too, which is good. Isn't it?
So,
And then we got Rob who
Rob's a financial.
not so much into crypto, but is what's the title you said we can give you?
I'm a
You're in
bus-
finance, aren't you?
I'm a business strategist.
Business strategist.
Business
there you go.
strategist.
So
Maybe you can help.
I'm educating the next generation.
there you go.
Perfect. There we go.
It's not, you know what?
Educate
It's not worrying about us.
That's
Sorry,
what
the next generation.
No, next gen.
It's going well. We're all back in the green, I think, this
Yeah,
week.
no, things are starting to go back up again.
So-
if you're following the Bitcoin charts, then that's starting to go up. It dipped a bit, but yeah, it's starting to go green again.
Everything
So-
sort of follows Bitcoin, doesn't it?
Yeah, but we
It's
talked
like
about that the last couple
But
of
again,
weeks.
that's what it is. If Bitcoin moves, they move, don't they?
Yeah, so it's all coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was just that December time, and then we're going to get into January, February, and then it's going to start to go again.
Yeah.
So
But what we always say, like we say it, and we forgot to say it. Sorry, this isn't financial advice.
Yeah, this is for
We always
entertainment
forget to say
purposes only,
it.
guys.
But we always say like it's the crypto market is the only word you can give it is volatile, isn't it?
It is.
very true.
Of course.
One day it can go up here, and
Yeah,
it's
it will one day, like
it'll even out more. But it's like the stock market used to be very volatile until it started getting
yeah. They'll
bigger and
get
bigger. Once it gets a bigger market cap, it'll start.
well, and they'll regulate it more, and
That's right.
they'll
It'll
bring
get
it,
regulated, yeah.
So, but this is the best time to start making some money because, yeah, you're not going to see these kind of gains in like 10 years time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like me and Chris and a few others, we pretty much made some money out of nothing.
Doing nothing.
Yeah.
We just signed up for this this thing called V Launch.
It's just a new coin.
Brand new coin that's coming out.
And they pretty much said to you, advertise it for us or something. And
Oh yeah, all they said was sign up for the whitelist.
yeah,
And you go into a lottery, and then all we have to do is link up our Twitter and our Telegram, and then go onto their Twitter page and just keep retweeting and liking their posts and being interactive with their community.
yeah.
And then for doing that, they'll give us tokens for free.
And so the next day, how much worth did you have?
So I
They
woke
gave you
up.
this for free.
Yeah, so I woke up and I claimed my tokens. Now I did have to pay a gas fee, which was like $35-50.
Yeah. Because they're on the Ethereum network.
Yeah,
it's
which
more
is like
expensive,
gas fees.
Yeah.
right?
It's expensive.
So we paid about $50, and
Gas
then
fee, yeah.
so it went into my wallet, and to my surprise, it was about I don't know, it was like $900 in there.
So it was
850,
600 and something tokens you got, wasn't it? And they were worth
600,
what?
yeah,
$1.20 each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
$1.20
it
each.
depends. It depends on how much you promote them on those
Yeah,
sites
yeah.
to how much they're going to give you.
Yeah.
And how early you got in. Like
Yeah.
we got in after because we got a tip from someone.
Yeah, whatever.
And so we got in late, but
Yeah.
we joined Twitter, we joined Telegram, we were just promoting, just retweeting, liking, commenting. That's all they wanted because they're two influencers in
Yeah.
Germany. So
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
Germany,
it's the new way of the world where the influencers of YouTube and of crypto
Yeah.
are starting to do launch pads, are starting to do projects and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. So it's the way for the digital world
Digital
is going to
world,
go. So
Yeah.
And just on that, the way, and I'm just thinking the various currencies in Europe went to the euro.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know how long it's going to take, but there's definitely a possibility of a unified Bitcoin currency.
Yeah.
Like a digital currency to
that's right.
offset the
Well,
euro.
like Rob said, who in Europe
It
doesn't
just,
use?
and then therefore, whichever one that it might be 1, 2, 3, or 4. I can just
That
see
they
that
use.
someone's going to say, you know what? Because, and especially Europe, I'm half an hour from 27,000
Yeah.
countries,
Yeah,
right? Just if I
And I
hop
say,
on
for
my
example, let's use
bicycle,
Ethereum as our
let's use
whatever.
And usually this will be a problem where United Nations can't agree on anything.
Yeah.
People
That's
make
right.
promises and they never seem to follow up. But within the next level down, within continental stuff, people seem to get things done, whether it's be Africa or
That's
Asia
right,
or
yeah.
Europe or whatever. And I'm just wondering that down the track, they're going to look at, hey, you know what? If we settle on, vote on accepted currencies,
Yeah.
yeah,
accepted Bitcoin,
that's right. Yep.
there's an opportunity.
And that'll make whichever one that does, that'll go.
So if you
It'll go
take
through the roof.
So if you take the 4 biggest projects at the moment, so take Cardano, Polkadot, a few of those others.
Whatever, just big projects.
Yeah, so big projects where they're the main part of the blockchain, and they've got projects coming off them. If they go into a country and like a broken country, like in Africa somewhere, and say we can,
So they go to Burma or something like that. Yeah,
we
something.
can rebuild your country with our currency and do a negotiation with the government to bring in a new currency, and that currency becomes the currency of the country.
Oh.
They then help them to re-establish their water supply, electricity supply, build all that through the projects, through the blockchain. And then once this happens, you have an ecosystem which is bigger than a country.
Oh yeah.
So that's basically what the blockchain can do that, and that's what the government's terrified about.
Yeah.
Because the blockchain can't be tampered with, and it's clean and it's a ledger. So
And I'm just about on that because it is blockchain, because we keep getting these cyber attacks,
Yeah.
and the state government employees 2 weeks ago,
Oh yeah, saw that.
80,000 employees bank details
correct.
Oh jeez.
80,000.
In SA.
in SA.
Yep.
Also, Kronos was down.
Right. So
Which is,
the whole blockchain methodology means it's much more difficult.
That's right. You also
So
take,
there's an extra level of protection.
you,
there.
take, you take the corruption. You take the corruption out of the
True.
transaction
Yes.
because it can't be tampered with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's frightening for governments and anybody who's corrupt.
Yeah.
Well, but if you can get a currency into and this is what these governments are going to have currencies of their own. So there'll be a US
Yeah.
digital coin.
Yeah.
There's going to be yen, which is going to be digital. There's going to be an Australian dollar, which is digital.
Yeah.
So all of these,
Well,
if they're smart, they'll
They're
do
trying everything they can for us to go cashless anyway, aren't
Oh,
they?
of course
There's no
they are.
cash. I
Yeah,
mean,
of
you
course.
remember back in the day, all of us were from a different generation, but the word was cash is king, wasn't it?
That's right.
It's not
Yeah.
king anymore.
Well,
It is to a degree.
It
I
is to a
agree.
degree.
But they
immediate payment is
Sorry,
king.
what I'm trying to say is
Yeah.
I believe, cash is king. They don't want it to be king. They
No,
want,
they don't. No.
do you think they'll ever get rid of cash? Like,
No, but it depends. If there's more, not as long as, let's say, people like my dad are around that. No, that's true. And if they're training us to be like that, no, keep cash because one day you might need that cash. You know what I mean? Like, it depends. I'm just not sure. It's
For several
Rob would know
generations and
better,
several
I'd say.
people, there is still that major risk, and it keeps happening every 3 days of a cyber attack
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, my $5.50 in my bank account, all of a sudden it's zero.
Yeah.
Or it's minus 1,000 because someone's gone and spent
Yeah.
the money.
That's right.
yeah.
Or I'm going to log into my bank account and find that someone's taken out a $30,000 loan
Yeah.
because of the details they got.
Or someone's bought a Netflix subscription on my card or something.
Until
That's
that's
right.
proven beyond doubt that can't happen,
People will love
they
cash.
still have
people are
cash.
still gonna.
Of course they will.
I went to an ATM the other day and Yes, I still use cash,
No, I like that too.
and it only ejected 50s.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
No,
other notes.
not
I've
20s.
noticed that too.
No,
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 I've noticed
just
that too.
50s.
That's 50.
Just 50s.
Maybe they're just going to get rid of the 20s and 10s and 5s and just.
Well, they
have
just
the-
made new ones, didn't they? The
Oh,
20
look,
and
it's all
10,
right. I
they
cancelled my $3 transaction. That was fine.
well, they just made the 20 and 10. They just made new notes, didn't they? Get rid of them.
Well, there's not. I mean, actual cash. I don't think there's that much circulation really.
Probably not.
Not much. There wouldn't be much.
It's
It's got.
It's not.
I like that, Rob.
and a lot of the business, because of COVID, said no, we don't want to handle cash.
Exactly.
right.
There's not much cash.
We want card only as well.
Well,
That's
you
right.
look at it. So the pandemic, we say the C word, whatever. What have they said? Please use contactless payment if you can. That's what
That's
they're
right.
telling everyone.
Yeah.
So it's again pushing.
So where's all the cash gone? Just like they're just in the banks, just like hidden somewhere.
Well, you know what that thing is I asked about. What about cash? What about gold? Is
Well,
gold?
gold-
ever-
yeah, gold's
is
still-
gold always
gold's
going
all-
to be? Will
gold's
it always be a gold? Used to be a top dog, didn't it? It was like
Well-
Oh, it still is.
that's what I'm saying. Will gold always be?
Well, fiat currency, which is what we use now,
Yeah.
used to be backed by gold.
Yeah.
But in the 70s, now it's not backed.
Yeah. Okay.
Now it's not backed by anything. Just backed by.
But if you're
Us?
making
Demand.
profits, if you're
Yeah,
making
demand,
profits
that's
in
right.
crypto, then you take your crypto out and invest it into solid like gold,
Yeah.
silver,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
real estate.
Well, you know,
things
like-
that, to be secure in the real world. So you use your crypto as a tool.
Yeah. You know, like if we take it back
Well, that's what I
to
use cash
if
for.
we take it back to one of the
That's right.
sequels of the best Christmas movie ever, you know, Jeremy Irons in Die Hard 3 goes to rob the gold reserve.
Die Hard 3 is not Christmas.
I said the sequel to the
Oh, okay.
he goes to rob the Federal Reserve, you know, and he gets the gold because it's valuable.
He does.
No, don't he? That's what he goes. In the
Yeah.
trucks,
Yeah.
and they
No,
take
the gold. Look,
and-
gold's always going to be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Will gold always be
Yeah,
like
of
the
course.
top
Like,
dog? Do you think
yeah, it's like Bitcoin.
no matter even if crypto gets big, will gold still be?
Yeah. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Yeah, gold. I mean, if everything goes to shit, gold's there as the standard.
Because, I mean,
you know what I
you
mean?
look
Like,
back-
because gold's never going to disappear.
You look back to the cowboy days, the
Of course.
Western days. What was it? It was gold. It was,
That's what will happen. If everything
right.
collapses, gold would be the thing
Yeah.
that is valuable,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
That's
Oh,
right.
that's-
If everything just collapses,
I don't
crypto, financial system just collapses, all the shit, everything, stock market goes, gold, the only thing left will be gold and silver.
That's right. Gold
I don't
coins,
know.
silver
Well,
coins.
what else?
I know he's grinning,
I'm,
so-
not convinced that any one of them will ever always be there. Simply because at the end of the day,
fair enough.
when it gets back to all we wanted was to survive, and to survive, we just needed to barter.
We just need to
Yeah.
barter.
Of
That's
course.
right. Yeah.
It
And
depends.
if I want to eat, I can't eat gold.
That's
right.
That's right.
I want a lamb
Exactly.
That's
and
right.
I want water.
Yeah, sure.
I can't remember. I can't remember. That's in a.
cow for a sheep.
I can't remember. That's in a. That happens in a movie where they go through some post-apocalyptic thing, and it's like gold becomes worthless because no one wants it. It
That's
depends
right.
what people.
Yeah,
what,
demand
it
what you
depends
said.
what we value something, isn't it?
Oh,
like
of
Rob
course.
said, a lamb might be
Yeah.
worth a house. You know,
That's right.
Because if that's what
Yeah.
we've got, then if something happens, yeah,
Well,
that's,
it's a trade, isn't it? So
Yeah.
a lot of people.
it depends what you value it at.
Well, in Greece, you know, when they went through that
The recession.
the recession a few years ago,
That's because none of them were using banks. It was like
Well,
started it.
yeah.
Cash.
But anyway,
They
they
were
all
digging
put
their money
cash.
in the
Yeah,
backyard, hiding all their money. I'm not going to the bank.
But like, you know, you say you're at home and you need something done, like a plumbing job like today,
Yeah.
right? And there's no cash, so you go to him, look, I'll give you this
Yeah.
for you to
But that's
plumb. Like, it won't be money, it'll be like, I'll cook for
Yeah,
you,
but
or
how
you know,
much-
and they go, right, so it's a trade.
even
And that's
here,
what money that could be like what it could be in the future.
even
if
here,
everything
Chris,
collapses.
how much of our dad's done that? My dad used to have blokes come over and do this. Cook him a barbecue.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was killer. I was paying. I loved it.
Exactly.
Did a job for us.
It was a whole chain
Of
of
course.
chain of
There's a-
barter.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's transactions without money.
We used to when we
Do you know what I mean?
we used to have a pizza bar
Yeah.
back when I was like 11.
Yeah.
And guy there used to come do our electrical work at the house. Used to come eat whenever he wanted pizzas. Bloke used to come mow the lawns, come get pizzas whenever he wanted. That was it. That was
Yeah.
the deals my dad made with him. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on, but that's the mentality behind it. That's it.
That's right.
Get something for a serve. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
We'll see what happens, but I still think gold will be there, but because
probably will.
I don't know
It's
how much
just-
value it would hold.
And look, this,
But-
I'm not talking years. It might be hundreds of years.
Yeah, that's
thousands of
right.
years.
We're not in
All
our
I'm saying
not in
is
our
it's-
lifetime. That's
It's just
right.
there's so many variables.
Yeah,
There is, so we don't know where it's going to go. I think crypto's here to stay as well.
I think it is. I agree.
Unless there's like a massive, like, you know, all computers shut down. And,
There's like a, what did we call it when it was
Worldwide,
when it was meant to happen
blackout.
when we were in school? If there's an actual Y2K,
yeah, like if there's a blackout, then
everything
we're stuffed.
That's
But
right.
Do you
Yeah.
remember we were talking about that? You remember we were all,
Yeah.
we were all
I
waiting
was
for the
waiting
computer
for
to
it.
shut down, and then
Do you
it clocked
remember
over.
Then nothing.
It clocked over, and everyone just kept partying. Nothing happened. It was like, okay.
I just made sure I wasn't in an elevator
Yeah.
or on a plane
When it happened,
when the clock was
yeah.
over.
I remember everyone was going, and we were young. I was only 15 or something. You know, when
That's right.
it clocked over, and we were like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
No, what?
All right.
no worries. Keep going.
Get back to the bay. Magic Mountain.
Heaps of people were like,
Everyone
yeah,
was
really scared.
losing it.
I remember, but that's a fear.
Well, the IT people
Oh, made a fortune.
made a fortune.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Definitely.
they did.
I'll be 200 through.
Yeah.
Peace of mind. Peace
That's
of mind.
right.
That's the best.
But with crypto, man, Luna's just going crazy.
Yeah, Luna's going crazy. A lot of the good coins, like a lot of the good coins.
Luna.
are popping
Luna
up.
sort of, it beat the drop, didn't it? Like everything else was dropping, and it went.
Yeah,
It's
because
just going. Yeah.
But is there a reason?
Well-
What's behind Luna? What
basically,
does Luna do? What's
well,
its,
UST, man,
Yeah.
it's
I
together
think,
with
you know,
UST.
yeah.
I've said it before, where like, people that use UST, when there's a transaction made,
Yeah.
it burns Luna, which makes Luna scarce.
Yeah.
Which means there's less Luna.
Yeah.
The more
So it
less
makes it
there
more
is,
valuable.
the more value go
Yeah.
up. The less the
So
supply
less of
is.
something, it's
That's right. So Luna's an awesome one to get into.
well. Look at it. Like I said, it
So,
was
it
at the
just
start of the year. Luna was worth $5 a coin.
No, this time last year it was about 50 cents.
There you go. Well,
Yeah, it went to
this time
$5 around February.
Yeah. No, yeah.
March,
So it
yeah.
went. So that's what I'm saying. Start of the year,
Yeah,
it was $5 or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and it got to 120 or something.
It's 100. We went to 140.
There you go.
Yeah,
The other day.
136 yesterday.
If you had have bought, your math set is better. If you had bought $5,000,
Oh,
5 cents,
you'd
and
be set.
$140
You'd be
a
loaded.
coin,
You'd be loaded right now.
you know, like
You would be loaded.
we work it out. We'll try to.
360,000, I think.
There you go. Just
Yeah.
from from
Yeah,
five.
I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, you're never going to see, like, in years to come,
Things not
it's not going to move
because soon, like I said, once the market cap gets bigger, it's going to start being like the stock market more,
Yeah, yeah.
where it doesn't move as much.
Well, they reckon by what? I reckon predictions are saying, like, in 10 years' time, by 2030, you're looking at 100 trillion market cap.
When was the
And
first?
that's massive.
I don't know if anyone know when did the stock exchanges start?
Back in the...
Surely,
Nah.
18.
18 something? Yeah.
surely when that started getting big, early 1900s, it was volatile. Had
Of
to
course
be.
it was.
Well,
Yeah,
it was so popular.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. It was so popular. And then in 1929,
Bang.
you had your first stock market.
Yeah,
That's
there
right.
you
But
go.
it seemed to be something every 20 years. So I think
Yeah.
So 29 was the first huge
yeah.
crash.
I reckon do you reckon it's manipulated? For sure. The crashes? Or just
Well, the problem,
it's because of
correction.
inflation. Isn't it
It's
inflation?
called a correction.
A correction.
And there's always a correction.
We're
There's
getting
never a correction up, there's always a correction down.
down.
Yeah.
I can't correct it, so you have more money. It's got to go down.
But half the time, the stock exchange is perception. Because if a CEO changes hands and the previous CEO of whatever company was considered an idiot,
Whatever, yeah.
for whatever, change of CEO, price goes up. The CEO could not be there, and if they've got good people underneath them, the company would still be fine.
That's right.
But perception puts it up 10%, whatever,
Yeah.
20%.
Yeah.
Just, it's
Well-
perception.
Well, no, it's emotions as well.
You can walk past the stock exchange in Sydney and say, oh, really? I'm on it. And everyone goes,
Oh, really?
So you said 19. When was the last crash of the stock market?
93 was a recession, but the last biggest one
Oh, wait.
was 18th of October 1987.
Oh, so that was massive.
Yeah.
like-
That was massive as
There was
well.
one in 2008, wasn't there? GFC?
Oh, the GFC was, we'll call it,
wasn't
I
that a
don't-
crash?
it was a crash, but it was because of the banking system, not so much a pure stock
Oh,
market.
yeah.
I'm splitting hairs, but
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
The GFC 2009.
See, it wasn't good. We got someone that knows the.
So
I know, I love
knows
this.
the
I love
details. How
it.
good is that?
So if you're looking at companies where
And that's, speaking of perceived value, that was the whole problem. The banks were lending money based on perceived value. Oh, my house is worth 800 grand.
Yeah.
I bought it for 200. Yeah, but you haven't sold it yet.
Yeah.
So it's worth.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that what happened when?
And people kept borrowing and borrowing.
Isn't that
Yeah,
what was
yeah,
happening
yeah.
when we were having the world recession? They were just lending money to people that they didn't have pretty much. Is that's like they were just lending money for
And a lot of good advisors look at intrinsic value of companies. So that's the true value of a company. So Coca-Cola might be worth this, but the intrinsic value of the company is down here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the intrinsic value is because the perception, as you say, is up here. So you're going to get a false gap, really.
And that's why those advisors say buy, hold, sell based on the intrinsic value, earnings per share, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Well, we've always said on here. That's why those blokes, these whatever, the guys on Wall Street, they get paid the big bucks because they either manipulate it or they know when to sell and when to buy, don't they?
They're high-flying gamblers.
No, they are. Well,
They are.
and that's why, because they got, let's say, billions of dollars of other people's money in the palm of their hands, don't they? That they're dealing with, and that's why they get paid big money because they've either got, as the word says, they've either got like brass balls willing to be able to deal with money like that, like
of course,
because the government talks about sentiment, and sentiment doesn't really mean anything except it's a feeling. So they work off feelings rather than reality a lot of the time.
The whole market is based on emotion.
Yeah.
That's what it's based on.
You know what? Anyone would think that this is financial advice.
Speak to your financial advisor.
Yeah.
Don't listen to us, guys.
Ask them where your superannuation is being invested. Ask them.
Don't be one of those people that finally checks their super and there's about 17 of them. Hey, it happened, man. Like, there's people that had super that didn't even know about. Like,
Go and find out where your super is.
That's true, man.
Yes.
And put it into one place.
Yes.
We had a friend that put his super, he took out his super and put it into Bitcoin.
Yeah, crypto, yeah.
And now, and he's got so much money now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a risk.
He's got it. He's got the money in Bitcoin, but he's got
because look, if you just have a normal super fund, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Unless the stock market crashes, they all crash. But Bitcoin's a bit more volatile, so but he's made heaps of money. But the problem with that is you can't take it out until
you get taxed.
But you can't take it out. It's a super, you can't take it out until you're 60.
Yeah.
So if Bitcoin goes to zero, then he's stopped. But
So what's your tip of the week?
Crypto tip of the week?
Yep.
Given we're not financial advisors.
Yeah.
No.
Trying to think what I said last week now. I'm going to go again with the same one. I reckon XRP.
Yep.
Ripple. That's just me personally.
I think that link between that Ripple is trying to do between the financial institutions to make the transactions faster is massive.
So they Ripple, their coin, their whole thing is apparently their technology of sending money makes Osco look like a snail.
Oh, okay.
But they're going through a court case at the moment. But apparently that court case has been given a deadline till March or something.
Yeah.
And they've all been saying once that court case is done, even whatever happens, just that day, Ripple's going to go.
Oh, of course.
So if you've got some in there, you've got some Ripple, it's going to go up.
So the Securities Commission is saying that the coin is a security.
Yeah.
And they're arguing that Ripple is the security and the coin is a coin.
Yeah.
So that's where the
court case is, yeah.
So,
and that's been going for a while. It's been going for a while, hasn't
it? Has been, yeah.
So,
but if they win, like if Ripple wins, then this coin is just going to go through.
So the question is, say Ripple doesn't win.
Yep.
Is the coin just going to... What's going to happen? Is it going to be of no value? Is it going to die? Is it going
to... You have to look at where Ripple...
I don't know. That's what I mean.
You have to look at where Ripple has partnered with all the WHO, the World Economic Forum.
Oh, so they're partnered with like WHO and...
Already. So they're going to be the global connector of the financial system, whether they win or lose.
Well, apparently here they were saying, I don't know about the rest of the world, but apparently they were saying that Combank, obviously the biggest bank in Australia, they want that technology. They've been saying it here.
All the banks.
Yeah, they want it.
All
like
the
they've come
banks,
out and said, we want to use that technology, but they can't till the court cases.
240 reserve banks have already signed up to the new
financial So let's just say, I don't know what the other banks are. England's got Barclays. Yeah. American banks. Imagine they're using it. The coin's going to go through the roof, isn't it?
Of course.
That's right.
Well, apparently Commonwealth Bank and ANZ are actually trialling it.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah, there's hundreds and hundreds of banks around the world trialing XRP right now.
So the banks don't go offline for 48 hours because of a technical thing by accident.
Yeah.
So they're doing something in the back end that nobody knows about, and
they're not
putting
going
something new in place.
Not going to tell us.
They're not going to tell us. But if you look at your transactions between, say, NAB and Commonwealth now, they are faster. So whether they've already got
whether they're already
technology
using it
in
or
place and they're testing it,
yeah,
its transactions are moving faster than
yeah,
they
okay,
did
there
before.
you go. Amanda says #wise guys, man. I think it's good when we
We
say
don't
XRP will be massive, 100%. Amanda's saying.
Oh, by the way, if you do hold XRP in your coin spot,
You're getting a. I read that the other day. I didn't. To be honest, I don't even know. And I saw the thing pop up.
You're getting an airdrop.
you're gonna get an airdrop, man, for free.
So
So
they're giving you something for free for just holding it.
That's right. Yeah.
It's called Solo.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw
Yeah.
I'm
it.
not sure what it is
Yeah.
or what coin it
But
it
they're
does,
giving you something for free for just owning
It's
it.
like what we got the other day.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool.
We got money for free. So I got nearly got $1,000 for free.
Yeah.
And now that $1,000 is now worth nearly $2,000.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I've never seen
It
anything
is.
like it.
It is.
Like just giving you money like that. It's like
And
what?
we've only just
Whenever you
learned,
get something for free, it's good.
It's great.
Anything free is good.
It's great.
and we've only just learned about launch pads.
Yeah.
ourselves.
Launch
So,
pads are cool, man. That's where all the new projects launch.
Yeah. So
Well, it's like, I think remember Johnny said it last week. You know, say he's been into crypto for a year. He goes, I wish I knew about what I know about
Exactly.
it now when I
Yeah.
first got in. But
It's a
you always,
hindsight is such
it's
a
always
great
hindsight,
thing.
isn't it? But, you know, so because if we knew about what we knew, we all would have bought Luna, wouldn't we?
That's
Oh,
right.
mate, I would have bought Luna at 50 cents.
Yeah,
Exactly.
No problem. Just
That's
kept
right.
it.
We all would have done it.
I
so-
know people that had Luna and bought it at 50 cents and then sold it. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, what did I sell it for? That's why you got to have diamond hands.
Yeah, I agree.
I reckon, and safe me, how you always say hold.
Yeah.
I reckon we're going to benefit from that
You
in the
gotta
future.
hold.
I reckon we will.
If what they say about SafeMoon is true, and they are going to be an exchange that does tokenomics, then the whole
Well,
game,
listen,
the whole game is
we've
changing.
given an insight into it before. I bought BNB at the time was $375,
Yep.
and a BNB now is $750.
$750. Yep.
So
I
I
know.
bought one BNB worth of SafeMoon
Yep.
in March, I think
Yep.
it was,
It would have
that's
been
right.
May or something.
Whatever.
Yeah. April, May, something.
and
It was Easter.
within 3 months that was worth $14,000, and it went down. It's still worth $2,500 today,
Yeah.
but I've held it. But I could have effectively
Exactly.
could
taken
have,
half
yeah.
and
I
whatever.
could've-
But you know,
Yeah, yeah.
you never. Where do you see movements like that? It went up
On that
Yeah.
weekend.
from 300.
went to
So I don't
12.
know how much percentage
Remember?
that is.
It went up to
$375 to
1200,
14 grand. It's, you know,
That's when you
Yeah.
first got into crypto.
I was in Melbourne at the time, and he was ringing me. I was walking down
know.
Collins Street with
Yeah.
Jess. Chris was ringing me. He's going, "Have you been looking?" I'm like, "I haven't been looking." And I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah,
Bro, it's
exactly.
crazy. Like,
Yeah, it went up like
I was only just into crypto then. Like it was.
my
This
sister.
coin's got so many zeros on it, and
Yeah.
we bought it at, you got it at 30, I think it was,
30,
or even
yeah.
less, even
Like
less.
point.
Zero, yeah, 6 zeros or 7 zeros, 30.
Yeah.
It went up to 5.
Yeah.
6
It lost a
zeros,
zero.
12.70, I think.
Well, it lost a
was.
zero. Yeah, lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now your $300 went to 14 grand.
Yeah.
So,
And now it's still today. It's
just
at
on that
about
weekend, and it was like,
yeah.
what are
It
you
was
doing?
crazy.
Because you don't know where.
And like
it's
even
gonna
today, like you could still take it now. Let's say
Oh,
it's
you're
2.5
taking a
grand,
profit,
and
yeah.
you still
Yeah,
make money
exactly.
Yeah,
because you only
yeah.
put $370.
be. Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, my sister, she had, I think, $40,000.
Mudek reckons.
And then-
He says, firstly, hi. He says cashless society in 5 years.
Well,
Probably
maybe.
less.
Who knows?
Probably less. Goffy's saying.
I think it won't be as quick as that because there'll be some people that just will
Won't
Won't let it
refuse.
happen.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
The baby boomers will refuse, probably.
There are some people. I was working in the superannuation industry, and there
Yeah.
were some people when they were retiring, they still wanted their check.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Can we have your bank details? No,
No.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
I refuse.
Well,
I want
yeah.
my check.
That's what my dad was saying.
Oh,
He
fair
knows
enough.
people that when he was with wherever he was working,
So-
they were started paying, into your bank account. That and there was still people that were like, nah, going and cashing their
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
at the bank.
I reckon we're
They're
looking
just
at.
like that.
I reckon like we're looking 10 years, not 5 years.
The problem.
I reckon
That's
if it happens.
That's right. I'm with
Yeah.
that. That's
40
even.
easy.
40.
I reckon it's going to be longer than what we think.
Okay.
Maybe not 40, but I think longer than 10. I don't think it happens.
This
as quick.
generation has to die.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. Yep. I agree.
And then you could be
Easy.
right.
That's what I reckon because there's so many people that are, let's say,
Yeah.
40s,
Just anti.
50s that still want cash.
Well, look at crypto, man. Like you go talk to anyone about crypto, and like if you don't know what you're doing, no one knows about it, man. Like they only know about Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum. They've heard of it, and that's it. So imagine trying to teach them
Look, we got
all
our-
that
So
we know.
when was the birth of crypto? Have we got a date?
No, apparently there was a crypto back in the 80s.
Yeah, this is back.
Yeah.
But they reckon
But,
Bitcoin was about 08 on that.
2008. Yeah.
But they reckon the
Bitcoin
first...
just came on.
No, but there was a crypto back in the 80s.
Yeah, they reckon the first cryptocurrency was,
Matic knows about it.
But if you're talking about Bitcoin starting, it's around 2006. 7,
Yeah,
right?
something.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying...
Mate reckons he knows so much more now.
Oh my God, Barbara's on there.
Hello, Barbara.
Barbara's on there.
Barbara says, now I know so much more. See it for Jimmy.
Hear me?
So for Bitcoin, we're talking 13 years.
Yep.
And what?
From
0.1% of people would be using or knowing. So
not many,
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Well, Rob said
100%.
that generation. We got one of them that's on here. I thought, Jim, how old's Jim? 46, 47?
Yeah, he doesn't know much.
Doesn't, and he's like,
And that's like 99
cash orientated.
What, 95% of
So
people?
he's not even.
No, because he's like we're saying, he's one of those ones that likes cash.
So he's not transferring money.
But if we
He,
look
he
at
does.
Accounts.
He does now because he has to, I think, but he's still cash.
Oh yeah, but he doesn't know like
No, all I'm saying is that they're barely getting to that stage.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
exactly. And there's a big learning curve, isn't there, Chris?
But if you look at the plan, like the plan for the world elite,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
2050.
Yeah.
So that's another 30 years away.
Yeah, well, that's what Rob said. 40. He said at least.
So their plan is for 2050 to be fully over.
Which
to
that's what I'm saying, that
use
sounds-
So,
yeah.
but that sounds pretty right. But yeah, a lot is
Yeah,
going to happen.
it could be right. 30, 40.
Just-
2020
Jess is
to
laughing,
20,
Amanda saying hello to
25.
Jess.
I'm just based on history. I mean, officially the first computer that was invented was 1951.
What was it? 70s? 51.
The first
But what was
commercial
what was that?
available.
Yeah, that's what I
late
was going to say.
70s.
That's what
Well,
So we're really talking.
First,
I reckon the Egyptians would have made one back in the day.
well, I was going to say
Definitely
straight away
Probably
when
got lockdowns.
when Rob was saying that, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, the first computer might have been, but the first computer that a person could get was like 70.
Alan Turing was.
What was it, 73 or something? Or
Alan Turing was attributed to inventing the first computer.
During World War II. Oh, okay. There you go.
Maddox said something.
Only 1% of Swedish people use cash, so it's not feasible to print cash. Costs too much.
Yeah, it does cost. It does cost a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's what caused
But
recessions, wasn't it? They print
But
too much
fear
money.
is driving people not to.
Do
That's
you
right.
Older
think?
generation.
Yeah.
Do you guys think if there's a massive crash, because what's happening now?
You're talking about a crash in the like a
No,
recession, or
Yeah, recession crash. Like because right now what's happening with the C word, they just keep borrowing money. The debt ceiling gets raised and raised,
maybe
especially
they
in
just want to give
America.
everyone stimulus
Right?
packages again.
So when there's high inflation and we're getting to hyper inflation levels, what happens is there's going to be a massive crash.
Yeah.
Now, if there's a massive crash, they could bring in a digital coin and tell people
You
bad
gotta
luck.
use this.
And it could cause chaos. It could happen,
Oh yeah, it could happen, and
people won't be ready.
no, they won't. But they're going to have to get ready. It's a bit like
Yeah.
if you get a pandemic or you get something where all the GST comes in, or
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
people that have said no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Well, guess what? You have to.
Yeah.
That will force change.
That's what I'm saying. Like that could happen,
And we've
so
already-
that might fast track cashless
Yeah.
society.
So what year now did John Howard, he brought the GST in?
90...
95, 96.
Was it 90?
I'll wait till the people guess before I tell them. the actual answer.
92?
Nah,
When John Howard got in, so he got in after Paul
90,
Keating.
98, 99.
He got
He
after
didn't
Paul
bring
Keating.
he didn't do it till the second election.
Yeah, no, but I'm
So,
saying it was here. It was on him. So what
Yeah,
was that
it was.
around?
Oh, maybe
1 July 2000.
2000.
So is it true? I don't know, I think that's what my dad has said. If Paul Keating,
I was on a project.
If Paul
to
Keating-
change systems.
if Paul Keating never got in, the GST probably would have been in 8 years earlier.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because what's his name? Fraser wanted to bring it in initially, didn't he? Was it Malcolm Fraser?
No, it was little Johnny Arthur. John Howard.
Was it?
Yeah.
John Howard, the first time
Oh,
through,
okay.
this is where you get your 93
He
from.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
he
he
wanted
was
to bring
through-
up. Paul
he-
Keating did that thing with the cake at Parliament House.
Yeah, but Paul
Yeah.
Keating said if it's brought in, we're not going to oppose it. No, because he knows it's a good idea because
Yeah.
consumer
Exactly.
pays. We're one of the
Exactly.
last countries on the planet that don't use some form
So
of.
you know when
Exactly.
you know how he won the election that year? He went in. My dad was telling me this. So he went into Parliament. He took a cake with
Yeah,
him.
of course he did.
And he goes, so if I buy this cake and you take 10%. He goes, how much cake do I have?
Because he
And
made
whoever it was, I think it was McAfee, went,
he made John Houston look like an absolute
Houston,
dickhead.
sorry, that's right. And he went, and he just and ah'd,
He had no
and
idea.
then he won. The election was done.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
he took a cake with him, bro.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
wasn't he? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. He was like,
Yeah,
he
the,
won.
the media
What
just
was
crucified him.
what was his role before he was prime minister? Paul Keating. He was
Treasurer.
but he won the treasurer, the best treasurer in the world, or something like
Nah, that was
2 years in a row or something, didn't he?
Costello.
My dad said they both won it.
But-
That's what my dad was saying. Because they both won it. Because Costello won it later. Because Keating won it back then in the early night, like 91. But I don't know. If that's,
And even
I don't know.
Keating knew the value of food because he was running a pig farm.
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, he was smart with money. He,
Yeah.
you know, he used his things for his.
Yeah.
Amanda, good guess, but no, 1 July 2000, sorry.
So he brought it in. So that was in his second
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
That was the second run,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, it's got
Because he said it was never going to come in because
Yeah.
he wanted to get re-elected.
Because I was working on projects and we had Y2K coming and we
Yep.
had to modify all of the systems to
Yeah.
for GST.
Yeah.
And I was working for Department for Environment and Heritage at the time. So,
So you're doing all that and coaching us?
yes, yes, I was.
Oh, right, that would have been hectic.
And I was playing amateurs and I was on stage. It was all-
Yeah.
I was a very busy boy.
Jeez. Nah, that's full on.
Yeah,
No, that period was full
But
on.
they all
Mm,
did, they
yeah, it
all
was.
did that. Even
it was.
Gillard did that later. She was like, "There's going to be no carbon tax."
Oh, of
A
course.
month later, there was carbon.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, she said that so she wouldn't get. She
Well,
would
that's
get
what I'm saying.
elected.
But that's what John Howard did. He said there was going to be no GST. He
Course
got
he did.
re-elected and he brought the GST in.
Yeah,
It
of
was-
course. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they always
Yeah.
do it.
Damn it, Dave. Amanda, she got
So
wrong
what's your tip for crypto? What's your crypto tip for the night?
Do you-
Oh,
Give some sort of
Do you hold any crypto?
No.
No, it doesn't. There you go.
Might have to open an account for you.
It can,
gotta-
it can be a do it, don't it? Don't
I'm
do it.
I'm one of these people
What do you
that, you
think
know,
about that?
sometimes it's great to be the first person to do something, but
Yeah.
I like the phrase that sometimes it's better off being the second person.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you
I
go.
agree with that too.
You see us all fail first.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's what they did wrong.
you know, like the first person to test a parachute. I like to be the second person.
You gotta be watching. You do. Yeah.
So
I hate going first.
I'm watching.
Yeah.
You're
no,
watching.
that's a good
All
one.
right.
I know, Rob, you might be able to say something on this because you got heritage to one of those countries. He reckons 5 European countries will become cashless in the next few years: Sweden, Finland, Norway, Netherlands, and Austria.
Yeah,
What do you
that
say about
sounds right.
Netherlands, man?
Yeah.
You got a bit of a.
That sounds.
You got background there?
Is it-
Background, I've also got a relative there.
He's got a. Is that what your brother is?
Yes, he is.
They're a very progressive country
Which one?
and very left wing. So I
Netherlands.
think they'll go down that track faster than anybody else.
I'm actually on the same point. I agree. It seems to be the Nordic countries
Nordic. That's what I was going to say.
seem
That's very
to get
Nordic,
ahead
isn't it?
a lot of the time
Yeah.
on a lot of things.
They do.
I've seen it with computer systems, with laws, with the Nordic countries and all that stuff.
And
stuff
they've-
you lot.
Oh, they
And they've got
they
a
got
very-
Thor and
They're gonna do
Odin,
it.
man.
They
But
got
they've
Thor.
got a
They
very
got Thor. They're happy guys.
they've got a very progressive community. Like their population is very progressive. They go, yeah, let's try
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yes. Yeah, because the Swedish e-krona is
Yeah, yeah,
released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got our own personal, we've got a krona the currency, now we've got our own
Yeah,
personal.
yeah,
Where you've got the United
cryptocurrency.
States just going, oh, you're going to kill us all.
yeah.
That's the way they look at it. Where the Nordic countries are going, and
Well,
even
because
Australia's
that's-
a bit like that as well. We'll give it a go.
United States, they're very much like that, aren't they? They're like the guy at a party that if he didn't think of something, it's
Yeah,
bad.
that's right.
He's
Exactly.
like, oh, it's crap.
Yeah.
Because he didn't. It wasn't his idea, or
Exactly.
he didn't find it. So it's
But yeah,
that's
but
America, isn't it? That's them in a nutshell.
But if you want to see some results, then you look at the Nordic countries for
yeah,
even
yeah,
their school
Fair enough.
system, their
Yeah.
their welfare system.
That's what I'm
all
getting
of
at.
those things.
Yeah. There you
They work very well.
interesting.
In I don't want to mention the C word, but again, for the pandemic in January and February, I believe, of 2020, I think, and I can't remember which Nordic country it was. All the kids going to school, test
They got tested.
temperature,
No, no.
blah blah blah.
They just did.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They
They,
didn't,
they
have,
were
they didn't have a formal test, but
they were ahead in that.
They were ahead of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Ahead of
ahead of the
everyone.
game again. Oh, temperature, you're not feeling well? Home you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I
That
think
didn't happen here.
And then Singapore copied.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, they're just,
Way before.
so they're just ahead of the game.
There's other European countries. I think it was like Hungary. They were like, well, we're just going to treat it like the flu. If you're sick, stay home. They were like,
Well, it's like Australia. Like they saw, we could on the news. You see people in they had on the news in where was it, China, and everyone was like dying there, whatever, and they still had the borders open to China.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like, mate, react, close the
I
borders.
was
you
watching
idiots.
this thing about over in England, like this show that YouTuber I watched for Man United, and he was saying, he goes there, he made the point. He goes, why are games getting called off in the Premier League? They're not getting called off in the lower divisions. No, why? He goes, because the Premier League is a victim of testing, because they've got the money to test. They're testing. They're being told they've got Omicron, which is crap. Like saying it's not hurting people, but you've still got it. You've got to isolate even when you feel 100%.
Yeah.
But the other leagues, they've probably all got it. They're still playing
Isn't it true that
because they don't have the money to test like the big league.
Yeah.
Isn't it true that 90% of the players are not V'd?
Well, they're saying in England,
Yeah.
and they're not talking about this is why games are getting called off. They're saying because the huge thing over there is it's not mandatory,
And, they've got
and there's
players.
players. Let's say Ronaldo, for instance, says, "Well, I'm not getting vaccinated. I don't want to. I'm healthy. I'm whatever."
Yeah.
Someone else, oh, Ronaldo's not doing it. I'm not doing it. But that's what they're saying. They reckon 90% of them are not because they said
And they
to
just
them.
don't have enough
They reckon
players to go on the
this is
field.
the story. This is not. I don't know if it's true, but that's what the guy was saying on there. He goes, he's informed that it's. They pretty much said, yeah, well, cancel the league, and then the big people, the TV companies, are like, well, we're not canceling
No,
the league.
Money rule.
Money walk talks, mate.
hey, you don't have to get
Yeah.
vaccinated
Yeah,
because
money
we're not
walk.
canceling.
Exactly.
We're not canceling the big. It's the most high.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the biggest money league in the world, isn't it, Rob? The Premier League. It's the biggest.
Yeah, it is.
So you're not going to cancel the biggest.
No, they can't cancel.
They're not
There's
gonna
too much-
cancel the
there's too
biggest
much money
money
riding on
grab.
it.
Broadcast
You know,
money.
They're not going to cancel that when BBC have paid
Of
$250 million for a year
Exactly.
For the right, yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
Of course, mate.
So
Just on Amanda's comment, I think one of the Nordic countries went to a 4-day weekend.
want to bring in a. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Mate, I'll go live there.
I know they were supporting. I was working for a Swedish company back in the late 90s, just before the France World Cup. I remember where I was based on World Cup. Sorry, and they already had work from home arrangements and
And that's Swedish.
Swedish and what do you call it? Flexible work arrangements. So I know that we had a couple of people, we couldn't get hold of them from Friday, some of them Friday lunchtime. So they had every Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday off.
Gone.
Yeah.
I know 10, 15 years ago, Canada introduced 40 hours in 4 days.
Yeah. Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So no one
have
came to work Monday off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that's
And
well,
people were still as productive.
that lives on the thing. We've
That's
talked
right.
about it on here before. It's like as a world, as a society, we've gone to we live to work, not work
To
to
live.
live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. We should have 4 days. You know, the weekends.
I
and
would
work,
love
you know.
4 days off.
But we do. We
I
live.
actually, I have 4 days off anyway.
But you know what I mean? As the human race,
I can do it now. I can work a 4-day week if I want now.
There you go.
I do now because I do 4 on 4
You do,
off.
yeah. But you know what I mean? As a
But-
human race, we
In an office,
we,
I'm talking about.
Oh, no,
We-
I work. Oh, I work in an office.
But
Yeah,
I've
I'm
got,
not
I've
doing-
got that option.
we live to work these days.
We
right?
do.
That's life now.
That's
isn't
right.
It is. It's
So
not,
then-
you know.
Yeah. Mark
Is it
goes,
right? I don't know.
With pandemic, only 7.3 plus Australians use cash. End of 2023, it will become non-feasible to print cash for 1.5 million people.
It'll, cost-wise, yeah, but the government's... I visited Australian Mint a few years ago. The government's paying, so... And those people that are using cash are voters, Marek, so I dare say that they will still print
Yeah.
to some extent.
Yeah.
But, yeah...
I mean, like Rob said,
it
there's
does
so
become
many,
cost prohibitive.
when it's like
Totally
that, there's
agree.
so many variables,
Totally
isn't there?
agree.
It's like you said, there's voters, there's this, that, they want to
There's too many.
please.
There's too many
There's
older voters.
Too
still
many, yeah,
around.
that's right. So.
Do you know, like, I was reading the other day, there's a $2 coin.
She's laughing at you, man.
At me?
Yeah. Saying you have 4 days off. Yeah, there is. There's a $2 because some of those old coins are worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a $2 coin that's worth a lot of money.
The poppy
The red
one.
poppy
I think
one.
it's the
Yeah.
poppy. Yeah.
It's the red poppy one.
Isn't the one? There's another one. The one with the purple is worth something too. Not ridiculous, but
Well, I
it's
had one
worth.
of those the other day.
There you go. But I think it's not. It's not anything ridiculous, but it's worth what
Look,
someone will pay
and that's
for.
another investment area because there are little markings on
Yeah.
certain notes.
Well, they reckon there's a certain
coins.
There's a certain $1 coin that's worth like 10 grand because it's got some defect on it or something, and
So you go to a shop with a $1 coin and go, oh, this is worth 10 grand.
yeah.
I want 10 grand worth
Well,
of stuff.
So the one with the one with the poppy, you reckon? Is the one?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's listed. I think that's worth
Yeah, I saw that in the.
I think it was worth a couple $100. Don't quote me on it, but
I read about that.
I think I'm pretty sure it's a poppy one, but it's available on just on the internet.
eBay,
Just do a search.
But
Yeah,
definitely,
no.
things are changing, guys. I reckon with definitely with crypto and
So what's your little tip of the week then, man?
so many tips, man. Look, get into launch pads. We've benefited from them, and there's still heaps of time to get in
I
now.
thought you were going to say my tip of the week is have a good lamb on Christmas.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that too,
Oh.
if you can get a lamb. But yeah,
You get one, yeah.
if you get into the launch pads that we're into, like V Launch,
Yeah.
they've got so many new projects like coming out, so you can hop on and hopefully get some tokens for free, and have
cool.
$1,000 in your wallet, like me and Chris did, and a few others. So and and also make sure you look at Luna. Luna's probably the best
Just
coin
as a
there,
coin.
and I would definitely jump on, but it's probably too high at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll just say one thing. This is just as historically around Christmas, January. A lot of the markets and everything are quiet anyway. Whatever you do, don't judge a performance during December, January,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because people are either on holidays, they're spending money on holidays, Christmas presents,
Yep.
credit cards, school fees come up in January. So
petrol.
I'd be very wary. Do not
Yeah.
Do your research in
do
those
your
months.
research.
Yeah.
And don't nail it down to a month. 'cause
No,
that's just disaster.
But I reckon, after Jan, like we're going to see
Yeah, well,
some
that's what we've been saying.
significant growth. But Luna's just gone crazy. So, and you can stake Luna as well. So you can start staking, which means producing Luna or getting rewards. So, I think it's like 8% a year.
Something like that.
Better than any bank
There you
out
go.
there.
That's
So,
crazy.
Yep.
There you go.
check it out. Again, do your own research, guys.
Yes.
Do your own
Yes.
research before you invest in any coins.
Seek expert financial advice.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't many experts out there
Hey.
that know about crypto.
Yeah.
So if you've got a financial advisor, they probably won't know what to tell you.
It's
But
We're
just
we're just a couple of guys.
we're
look,
we're just talking about shooting the breeze.
look, my DMs are open to. I
that's
can,
right.
I know a bit about crypto. So if
Yeah.
you guys want any,
We always try to have a little
I'm
chat
here.
about it and
So-
whatever. So
But
he's,
yeah,
not, he's not the Wolf of Hindley Street. for no
oh,
reason.
that's right.
All right, you know what I
That's
mean?
right.
So, hey, but it's the first time we get to say we had in our crypto section,
Wait,
we had a business strategist and we had another guest that knows about crypto. It was a good,
Well, we didn't actually hear what your tip
what was your tip of the week?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually changed my strategy completely. So what I was doing was I had a group of coins
Yeah.
that I was buying and holding, and my strategy is long-term holding.
Yeah.
So whether it goes down or whether it goes up, I try and buy
Yeah, holding.
below.
Yeah.
Try and hold. And then just buy additional coins as I
Yeah.
go. What I've done now is sold all of the coins and put them into a particular project
Yeah.
and then staked.
Yeah, fair enough.
So what I'm doing is growing the coins that I've actually bought now and just sit on those smaller
particular
group of
ones,
numbers.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's probably sort of more what
I've just
Yeah,
done
my way.
that just recently in the last couple of weeks,
yeah,
and I'm just picking out selected projects
yeah,
and then just staking
yeah.
to grow.
Cool.
And I'd like to support that if anyone wants to buy and sell really quickly,
You
the
will-
theory says the risk is very high.
Yeah.
It's entirely your decision,
That's right.
but longer term,
Need diamond hands.
the longer term, most things increase in value, and we're talking
Anything. Yeah.
decades.
Yeah, yeah.
Even we're talking stock market crashes. Even those, the average growth of the stock market, I think it's between, and again, don't quote me, but it's around 4 to 6% over those 100 years.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's grown
Even with
this crashes.
even
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
Yeah, it's like Bitcoin. Bitcoin crashed this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still up
Yeah,
100
of
something
course
percent than
Right.
it was in the beginning of
Of
the year.
course, well-
But people were like panicking that it dropped. So, dude, you're still up, man.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah.
It was worth
It's still
30
up.
grand. It was worth 30 grand.
So
and once
if
they
anyone
back
wants
it.
to make a short-term gain, the risk is high.
Yes.
And day trading, whether it's stocks or whether it's crypto, is
yes.
very
Yeah.
dangerous.
Very volatile, very risky. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, leverage trading is very risky as well. So, I want, if you want to make quick money, it is there, but it's very risky. So,
Yeah.
I would keep away from leverage trading.
Yeah. And I'm looking at more. I'm looking at less of the price now and more of the coin.
Yeah, that's
How
what
many
I. That's
Volume. Yep.
that's That's a good tip, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think when you first get into it, you're like, oh, that's worth this much. You don't really look any deeper. But once you start learning about it, you start looking.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know, more about the coin, more about this, how much of it is, how much of it there is, you know what I mean?
But if you've got coins which are doing projects, then just look into the project.
Yeah.
There's a lot of green environmental projects which are within crypto, which are very promising for the future. So,
Yeah.
Ah.
And no, it's definitely something to get into, guys. So
like
do
it.
your own research.
I like it. Well,
Check it out.
Yes.
That was a
good crypto
that was a
session,
good
guys.
crypto section. We went from will Australia ever have the World Cup, NFL to crypto. It's a good little.
Hey, I don't know how we just started talking about that. Man. Just started going crazy.
Tony Modra was
This guy doesn't even know about soccer.
To Tony Modra was
We'll
standing
keep
on
talking.
people's heads. To Silvani was the best.
It's been an eventful podcast.
It has. So the next topic we're going to talk about was Rob actually picked this topic, and I actually thought it was a real good topic. That's why we went with it. We're going to have a look at. We're going to debate, and hopefully anyone in the chat can say about miniseries versus movies.
Mini-series versus...
So, can I ask anyone on the chat if you've ever watched the same story both as a movie and as a mini-series, and let us know which you preferred and probably why? I can rattle off.
I can't
Well,
remember.
I know now there's The Bodyguard is a series, and that was obviously a Kevin Costner movie.
yeah.
Are we talking extended like television mini-series? I'm usually talking 4 to 7,
Yeah, okay.
3 to 7 episodes.
Yeah.
Superman was a movie and it was then a mini-series.
Well, it was more a TV
Television
series
series,
first,
TV
and then a
series,
movie.
yeah.
Well, what's the difference between a mini-series and TV
But like
series?
Rob said, like
Mini-series is it doesn't go for a full season. A
yeah, it's
television
like
Ah,
That's hence the word mini.
mini.
it's like maybe 6, 5, 6, 6.
6
Three-
episodes.
3 to 7, 3 to 8.
Yeah, like The Witcher now. Like The Witcher it comes out all at once. There's a season. It's like I think 7 episodes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they're pretty much every season is based on one novel.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So the first season was based on the first Witcher novel. The second season was based on the Wild Hunt novel, I think. So
Right.
that's
Someone's gone crazy.
Oh, we've got spam.
So we'll go into.
Got a bit of spam, guys.
I'll go. You can keep chatting, and I'll get rid of that.
I don't.
So that's not a bad idea. A novel for one series, because you've got a series, you need a story arc, you need what your characters are going to do, blah blah blah. That's not bad. And remember, there's a lot of novels that are simply just movies,
Yeah.
and that's really really tight to
It is.
fit. You necessarily can't get everything in a novel into a movie.
No, you
It's
can't.
very difficult to
Yeah.
reproduce the book
Yeah.
in a movie.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Well, like we said, we talked about it before. Lord of the Rings, if you watch the director's cut, is 3. This is just the first Lord of the Rings, 3 4-hour movies, and that still wasn't enough, was it, to get the books into it? If anyone that's read the books, that wasn't enough.
I've never watched Witcher. I want to
The
watch
Witcher's
it.
amazing.
I want to watch it.
So I know
I wanna-
Marek and everyone there and Jess is saying he's Polish, let's say, but The Witcher is amazing.
Where's it on?
It's on Netflix. The Witcher, yeah.
Well, there's another $10 a month.
Yeah.
Talking to a tight ass accountant.
Yeah.
Me too. I haven't
Listen,
got either.
well, listen. I'll tell you examples. I watch this. It's on Amazon. Me and Jess watch it, the Jack Ryan miniseries. So Jack Ryan has been movies. Harrison Ford's played him. Alec Baldwin, Hunt for Red October.
I haven't watched Jack Ryan. You've told
Well,
me.
that's
I
who.
haven't seen it either.
That's who. Harrison Ford played him in 2 movies. Alec Baldwin played him,
Right.
Okay.
and they were good. But I reckon the best adaptation of Jack Ryan is the series.
The series.
That's me personally. And I mean,
Why?
I just reckon it tells a better story because it goes longer. Like you said, like it can tell more, it can fit more into it. Whereas, listen, Harrison Ford I think he's one of my favourite actors ever. I love Harrison Ford. And he was great in those 2 movie adaptations. I don't think they can tell as much. And now we're saying it before, I just think with movies now, they're just trying to recycle movies. Whereas series are being able to do their own things at the moment. Like, I think Chernobyl was a mini-series and everyone loved it. It was critically acclaimed. It told the Chernobyl story. If they tried to do that, I'm just, giving an example.
rubbish.
I haven't seen it. I'm just giving you an example.
It was
Yeah.
a great. It definitely needed to be a series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's just the point I was making. If they tried to make that into a movie, it wouldn't have happened because
No.
how do you tell this nuclear
Disaster.
in an hour and a half?
One movie you can't.
And there were 2 major disasters for that. I won't go into it, but
Alex is saying the books are really good about The Witcher. Yeah.
I reckon that's why I love series.
So is The Witcher on now?
Yes.
The second season just came out. Yeah.
So I've got a question for Alex.
Me and Jess are starting to watch.
So now that you've read the books, do you prefer? Are they getting everything from the books into the series? Is my question.
Well, I'll give a perfect example about it. So, one of the books is based on the Wild Hunt, and that got put into a game. And I've played the game, and the game, to finish the game and go through the whole story, was about 300 hours of gameplay.
Oh, really?
Wow.
But that's just an example. So if they try to put that in a movie, how are you doing that? Whereas in a series, maybe you can work it and sort of, because it's longer.
Because one thing...
It's like, sorry, but that's like they're saying now. We're saying about Squid Game came out, right?
Oh, Chris.
I still haven't seen that.
Chris has just started watching it.
You got to watch Squid Game.
Episode 2.
But so if they tried to do that
bizarre.
Squid Game, right? So if they tried to do Squid Game in a movie, it's not happening. It's like Tiger King. Tiger King has been so popular during the
I reckon
the C word.
I reckon they could have done a Squid Game movie
But
to get the series right.
Yeah.
They said it was just an adult version of Hunger Games.
Pretty much. It's crazy.
Pretty much. Yeah. No.
It's weird though. Like
It's weird.
it
It's
is
so
weird.
But
Just
like,
expect the weirdest.
have
thing
you
you've
seen?
ever in your life
Have you seen
if you
Tiger?
watch it.
Have you seen Tiger King?
No.
So that's so popular now, right? Because
Remember I showed you that one?
Yeah.
On
No,
Netflix?
Yeah, but
I've
and that was
got
so.
Netflix, so.
But listen, that was so popular, Tiger King, right? If they tried to do that in a movie, it was never happening.
No.
And even you watch You.
I love you.
You is amazing. This
You
is
is
another
great.
show.
We love you too.
Yeah. Well, he's like, whoa,
Everyone loves
you.
me.
Effectively, he's playing this serial killer that's actually this really nice guy. But if they tried to, it goes for, I think, 7 episodes a season.
Yep.
There's no way that was going in a movie, was it?
But
No.
isn't
No
that
way.
what Dexter is?
Dexter's more of a TV series. It was ongoing, whereas
Yeah.
You came out all at once. It's 7 episodes, and the next season, 7 come out.
Yeah.
Is that 3?
Normally, the first when someone sells, first they have a pilot.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they,
yeah,
And they
that's
try and
right,
sell
yeah.
that. If they sell that, they usually have a half season,
Yeah.
which is usually 7 to 10 episodes.
Well, like-
is usually season
So,
1.
like going back, this is about even
If it
other
gets picked up,
shows.
then it's
You
20.
go back to the late 80s.
Hmm.
So Seinfeld is now the biggest sitcom of all time. It was a pilot, and the first season was 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Because they would do, this crap. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, but it turned out.
but that's what I'm saying. They didn't even think it was going to go to a second season. And like Rob said, it was a pilot.
Well,
and then,
Faulty Towers has 12 episodes, and that's one of the most famous.
yeah, is it? Was it 12? Was it? Yeah.
12
I thought
series.
it was only
There you
6.
go. So Alex is saying
I
the
think
story.
was it 6?
I thought it was only 6.
Was it?
Could be 12. I thought it
The
was
story
only
is definitely
And that's
primarily
like
based on the
one of the
books.
most popular in the world. So
The story, this is to your question,
Yeah.
Alex, and the story is definitely primarily based on the books, but I still feel like it's hard to compare the two.
6. Okay, interesting.
Not all content from books is put. That's true. It's not. Yeah, I get that.
I actually enjoy series more because it's longer and it's actually more on a ride.
Yeah,
Where a movie, it's very final. Unless you've got like sequels and that, and you're waiting for it, like Star Wars or Lord of the
yeah.
Rings.
But see, this.
But with the series, you just go on a massive
I'll
ride,
give-
seasons and seasons.
So can I give?
You know what I mean?
I'll give-
And you get involved
You get invested.
very
in the
much.
characters and-
Yes,
yeah,
because
yeah.
they're
Well,
there
I'll
all the
give
time.
The perfect example about that, you said Star Wars. Right? I'm a big Star Wars fan. So all the movies that Disney have made have been crap. But the series they made, The Mandalorian, and they're bringing out an Obi-Wan series and a Boba Fett series. The Mandalorian, everyone has said it's the best thing to happen to Star Wars since the 80s.
So how come they got that right?
Because they were just trying to recycle old stories with the new movies. Again,
Yeah,
let's
recycling.
reuse. Let's get Mark Hamill, like we said it last time, as a 7-year-old to play Luke, when they could have just went, hey, listen, he's old now. Let's get
Someone else.
can play him.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you know
Why
what I
did
mean?
they
Like,
do
No one's gonna care, especially sci-fi
no one's
fans.
gonna care.
No
That's
one's gonna
right.
care.
It's just the story. They don't care who played. Hey, he's always going to be a legend to us because he played Luke Skywalker, but someone else can play him. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
but if you move on 20 years, then you've got a whole new audience.
Yeah, but the thing is, they did
So they don't even know who
Comparing
Mark
the-
was from the original
That's right.
80s movies. Nobody's
comparing the two
Excellent.
big ones together. Star
Yeah.
Trek made new movies. A new bloke. It wasn't Leonard Nimoy. Wasn't alive.
Yeah.
Someone else played Spock.
That's right.
No one cared. People watched it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a perfect example. But
That's
my
right.
problem with movies now is it's like that. Like Matrix is coming out now. Oh, we got to keep recycling.
Oh,
these.
that's right.
Just bring out.
Revolution.
Yeah, like
We got
what
all
are you,
Keanu.
yeah. Are you
We've done it
scared
often
to?
bringing back.
Are you scared to bring out new movies? Like just do something. Like, why has there got to be 14 Terminators?
It doesn't have to be, man. They only needed 2.
The third one sucked.
I like the third one because I love Catherine Brewster.
Listen, Terminator 1 and 2, and we were saying it when we were talking about the Arnie show that time. Terminator 1 and 2 are masterpieces.
Oh, of course.
Like
they're great, especially number 2.
from a sci-fi point of view, everything, they're excellent. Like,
and the earlier movies.
Exactly.
Doesn't need it's like Back to the Future. Like
We don't go
3, you can't go past 3.
The best. Yeah,
they're the best. Yeah. Even though the chick at the end pissed me off.
Back to the Future.
Oh man, she ruined it. She ruined the whole series. No, she didn't ruin the whole series, but
Back to the Future.
what was the name? No, her name was
You're talking about Doc's
girlfriend.
Doc's girlfriend when they fly off in the train.
Oh, she pissed me off.
Pissed you off.
Yeah.
Mary Steinbergen.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's who it is. I think you're right.
What was her name?
I forget what she's called in them.
Clara Clayton.
Clara Clayton.
That's right.
Oh man, couldn't stand
Back
it.
to the Future's good though. Back to the Future is one of the best trilogies
I
ever.
was like, the Doc's just gone
Back
back,
to
left
the
her
Future,
alone.
it gets, it doesn't.
Yeah, the matchup.
It doesn't
didn't
get
think so. I didn't like it,
the
man.
recognition.
That was
Does it?
it does.
I reckon that was the only thing about Back to the Future I didn't like is her. But other than
It's
that,
because they didn't have a connection.
No.
It wasn't a chemistry. I mean to say there was no chemistry.
no, there wasn't. Not in that.
No.
But apart from
If
that,
you look at
it was one of the
you
best
look
series
at-
ever.
I love it.
No, Back to the Future is one of the best trilogies
Yeah.
ever. You look at
Like, that's interesting.
But you
look
couldn't make a series on Back to the Future,
No.
but they have though.
we're just talking about chemistry.
I
You look
can't-
at Biff and Marty. The chemistry
mate.
they had
Oh,
was the best
They
thing
were
ever.
unreal.
You can't beat that.
Yeah.
But then Clara Clayton and the Doc, no,
No, it's terrible.
just
Nah,
it was terrible.
Didn't
She
work.
just did not suit the
Yeah.
movie.
And it's
Well, maybe
weird.
she did.
No,
but-
she suited the character, but they just shouldn't have put them together.
yeah. I don't know.
Either that, or I think they actually should have got an older.
I don't know.
If they're going to put someone with,
Listen, Doc Brown, Dr. Emmett Brown is one of the best people that watch, but he's one of the best characters that have ever been made.
Of course.
He's a legend. And
Legend.
do you know, he's a legend because of how Christopher Lloyd played him. He's a champion. He was
Of course.
marvelous. Everything he's ever been in, he's done good in it.
Yeah, he has.
Even when he was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, as
I
the
love
villain,
him.
he was amazing.
It was
You
so
know what I mean?
scary.
He was the villain.
How scary was he?
He's the one who comes
He
in.
was a bald guy.
Yeah.
Then he got flattened. Remember
Yeah.
at the end?
I haven't seen that in years.
But you know, he made the movie.
Do you
You know
remember?
what I mean?
Time ago.
Yeah, but that's what I'm just saying. He was Uncle Fester, like in Adam's Family, and he did good.
Yeah, I remember
And
seeing
he was bold.
Yeah.
Like no one even knew. It
Yeah.
was Christopher Lloyd. But
Yeah.
he was
He's
excellent.
been in a lot of movies that you wouldn't know.
Just a comment to Alan. Back in the old days, episodes were 50 minutes long.
Are you talking about after miniseries? Yeah. Well, what do they go now? About The Witcher goes about an hour, I think it is.
No, we're talking about excluding commercials.
Yeah. True.
They're down to about 40 minutes,
Yeah.
42 minutes.
Yeah.
They used to be 50.
See, well, that.
Yeah.
It's the same with comedies. Comedies used to be a half an hour.
Yeah, I know. And now they're
And then they
22
cut it to
minutes.
28
Yeah.
minutes, and now they're down to between
22 or
20 and
something.
22.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what's good about the. So let's say these Netflix ones, The Witcher. Look, we're just
Yeah.
talking about The Witcher. That goes for an hour. It says an hour too
Yeah.
there because there's no ads.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Because
it
there's
goes
no
for an
ads. Yeah, so it goes for an hour. Squid goes for an hour.
That's a writer's dream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it
when
is.
when you watch something like that for an hour, you want it to go longer.
You do.
Because it's like,
You know, you go
Yeah.
for an hour.
yeah,
right?
I know, but you want to keep
And
watching
you-
it.
I've watched you. I don't know anyone. And remember, my brother said it that when they first watched you, didn't almost watch the whole series in the first day because you get into it and you're like,
Yeah,
you start watching it in the
crazy.
morning and then you realize you've finished the season. It's like 8 o'clock at night and you're like, wow, what happened? And then you're like, what's happening? When's the next? It's such a great that show is written so good because I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but he's a serial killer, right? But you know he doesn't want to be because and you're sort of rooting for him because he's like such a nice guy.
Yeah.
But you know he's killing people,
I
and you're
know.
like. But then you always find yourself like, yeah, Joe, and then you're like, oh, fuck, man.
That's
he's
how
killing people.
Amanda's,
You're like, oh.
Amanda's like that. She
Yeah,
loves Joe.
You do. You root for him.
But I
you
always say I hate him. I go,
Yeah, you
dude,
do.
the guy's a piece of shit.
You hate him.
Because he is.
No, but then there's that bit when he helps that kid.
I know.
That guy's like bashing his mum, and he kills the guy. And
And
you're
then,
like,
and then when he's like,
That's okay.
and he loves his kids so much.
exactly. You're like, you
I know.
root for him, but you know it's wrong. But you're like,
Yeah.
whoever wrote that, it's like, did really well with that show. But
Yeah. I like the hour-long episodes though. I do.
I mean, I prefer our.
Yeah.
You get into it more.
If it's well written.
Yeah, that's right. If you're into
and
it,
I'll
yeah.
tell you about a trick or two that not a trick, but a thing that's a scourge of writers. I'll just comment on Alex. I wonder if they would ever screen a series in a movie theatre. It'd be an interesting idea because it'd also be regularly cash flow because you've got to keep coming back next week.
Yeah.
It's never so that would be a good cash flow idea. That's actually a good business idea.
Yeah.
Alex, go buy a cinema.
Yeah.
One of the things sometimes I don't know if you ever watch, especially on commercial television, you ever watch either a comedy or a TV series.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get something saying, hang on, why did that happen? What's generally happened is the writers written everything in there.
Yeah.
Some of their lines have been cut to put commercials in.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
the person doing the editing, the cutting, has cut the wrong thing out.
Yeah,
It's been filmed.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been filmed. So 48 minutes or 45 minutes has been filmed.
Yeah.
Then the showrunner will say, no, it's got to be 42, cut 3 minutes. And then you've got some muppet come along and say, oh, that scene, that'll do.
Yeah.
But it's got some important information in
Ah,
that
so you
scene.
miss it.
And you miss it. And you think, geez, it's not very good writing. It's not the writer.
Yeah.
The writer put it in there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the editor or
The
they're not
person
talking to the writer.
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
where can I cut this?
Yeah.
Is this
That's
true,
unfortunate.
Chris?
Happens a lot.
Alex is saying Amanda and Chris still haven't watched the last episode of season 3 of You. Is that right?
Yeah, we're up to season.
So you're up to the final episode.
Nah, we're episode 3 or 4.
Oh, so you're in season 3.
Yeah, season 3. Yeah.
Cool. Amanda says Goffy doesn't have enough time in Adelaide to watch You. The series.
No, I don't.
He's watching.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
watching Squid Game.
Games, but
Oh,
I'm
Squid
trying to-
Games.
Yeah, 2
Listen.
episodes so far.
Listen, I've spoke to people that have watched it.
It's
Oh, I don't know if you know much
Yeah.
about it. It's
I think
so
I might
it's dubbed, right? It's a was it South Korean show? I think it's South Korean.
It is.
And
yeah.
you can watch it either subtitled or dubbed. And I had said, remember people saying, I watched it dubbed, and you said you
We're
did
watching
too.
it dubbed.
We're
No,
watching
but-
it.
Mate, watch
No,
it.
but listen,
It's really
I
hard.
know people.
It's really hard.
There is people. Lucas, remember Lucas said he watched it
He watched the
subtitled,
subtitle.
but he said he's watched, and he goes, there wasn't much difference. He said, it was-
No, I heard there's more
He
dialogue.
It's hard. It's hard.
he reckons that's what I said to him, but he reckons there wasn't. But listen, it was still good.
Apparently, there's more dialogue
Yeah, maybe.
in it when you watch it with subtitles because they're saying what they're meant to say. Where when it's dubbed, they just say what they.
Well,
Like,
it's like-
What they put
And
in.
then this
yeah,
is the other- this
so
is
you
the other-
miss some of the
This is
important
the problem
stuff.
with subtitles because I've watched Dutch movies or Italian movies and I can catch a fair,
Yeah.
not a lot, but
some.
enough. And what they say is sometimes the subtitle comes up and says "get lost," whereas actually you say "get."
Yeah.
Oh, well, hang on, that's not what he said, and you lose the message.
Yeah,
you lose
yeah.
the emotion.
What works with dubbing apparently.
Do you
'cause,
like Jackie Chan?
I love Jackie Chan.
So you ever seen the movie Rumble in the Bronx?
Yeah, of course I have.
You know when that's dubbed and he's telling them that they're all garbage. You reckon
Yeah.
he's saying you're all garbage?
No,
He's going like Rob saying you're all a bunch of.
yeah, but this one's really bad, eh? It's not that
The
great.
dubbing is bad, but
Dubbing is bad.
when you actually break it down, you'd watch the actual show. It's crazy. If that
It's a good
was,
show.
I always said when we did the Squid Game show, I said if that was an American show,
Yeah.
they'd be going on about it like it was
Yeah.
the best thing ever made.
Well, it
But
was
because
The concept.
the guy said he
the
didn't even.
concept
Yeah,
is
it's just the.
very
Yeah, that's
relevant and-
the best way of putting it. The concept of the show is just crazy. That's
It is.
why
It is.
it made so much money and was so popular because
Yeah.
people were
Because it came out of nowhere.
came out of nothing. The guy said he didn't even make money off it because he
Yeah.
actually sold it to Netflix for like beans.
Yeah.
But now he knows they're coming back for the second season. He's like, well, you're going to give me, let's say,
Billions.
100 million because
Yeah,
I
that's
know
right.
you. This made you so much money.
I love that they've left
It's
it
on
open
a
for the next season.
So you know when
That's
you
what I
watch
love
it, it's on a
about
cliffhanger.
series.
Yeah.
So you can't do. Oh, you can do that with movies, but
If there's going to be a
if
sequel,
there's a sequel, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's different, I guess.
No, miniseries do that really well, and
Yeah.
even within an episode,
of course.
just before a commercial, because you've got about 5, and sometimes they argue more acts in a 30-minute
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
So they know when the commercial is,
Yeah.
and they know they'll leave a little bit of a tiny cliffhanger even within a 30-minute episode.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course,
Watch
of
it.
course.
Yeah. Well, that's why you do it because
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
people to come back.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's what I like about series.
So normally,
Alan said Money Heist subtitles were way off. I haven't seen it.
Money Heist.
Is that
I
another
haven't
South
seen it.
Korean one, I think? I'm not sure.
There is. I don't know. Wasn't there an American one
I'm not
coming up
sure. Not sure.
with like Eddie
But-
Murphy or something? Not Eddie Murphy.
No, that is a movie called Bank Heist or something.
Bank Heist.
Tower Heist.
Sour High.
That's a movie. That wouldn't be dubbed. It's
No, it's not dubbed. Well, I thought maybe it's the same
No,
movie,
no.
but remake. Because a lot of these,
Eddie Murphy. You can imagine Eddie Murphy. He'd make a
Yeah.
movie. and make out it was dubbed just so it would be funny.
Because a lot of these people,
And he'd pull it off too.
Oh, he's done that in one of his movies.
Yeah, so just, you know. I remember Wayne's World did it. Remember Wayne's World 2?
Yeah,
When he's fighting with the father-in-law and he's like, you want to fight?
like,
Fight me. And he's like,
Well, they didn't Police Academy.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
no, because
Police
like,
Academy, what a movie.
Like 7, 8, or 9. Which one?
Listen, the first Police Academy
It was
is a
epic.
classic.
Epic.
You know, like even when they're going through at the end through the streets, it's like,
they've never remade that.
you know, that, what's his name? Steve Guttenberg. They were saying he was going to be, they were tipping him to be the biggest
They were.
Hollywood star, like, after
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
and then he just
Disappeared.
like stopped.
But Brendan
He
Fraser
made the
disappeared.
sci-fi movie, didn't he? Steve Guttenberg after that, like, it was a Ron Howard one, I think.
Oh, okay.
Ron, like, directed.
Yeah.
And it, like, sort of, he just fell.
Some actors.
At least see Brendan
Right.
Fraser. At least so he was doing the
disappeared.
Mummies. He was doing
Bedazzled.
Bedazzled. He did these movies, whereas he was the same. I like. He's a good actor too. Yeah.
I like
George
George.
of the Jungle.
That's
George
probably
of the
what killed
Jungle.
him a bit.
I thought that was a great
No, listen, it's just, you know, it's people perceive, once people they make movies, it's like they're saying, like, bring back to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
To me, like I've always said, he's like my favorite actor ever. But it's what people perceive. He was making movies at the end that people didn't like, Nutty Professor. Someone liked that he was playing 8 characters. Other people didn't
Yeah,
like it. It was
that's
past.
right.
You
Yeah,
know,
but he did that in Trading Places, and no one.
he did it.
Everyone loved it.
But he did it
Him and
in
Cindy
his
Hall.
best movie. This is my favorite. My favorite. Yeah, Coming to America. He did it in Coming to America.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, comes
And everyone loved it.
Yeah,
I
they
mean, he
did.
played a white
Great
guy,
movie.
and
Yeah.
no one even knew he was playing that white guy until
That's
the end of the
right.
movie.
That's
Yeah.
right.
No one knew when it first came out. No
The
one
guy in
knew.
the barbershop.
Yeah, Soul, his name is.
That barbershop.
No one
those
knew.
barbershops.
But no one knew that was Eddie Murphy.
No
Till,
one-
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know it was him.
But no one knew until the credits.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I know.
exactly.
You know, like it's.
Yeah,
Nah,
Trading
he's tough.
Places was talking about stock markets. That's what there was.
yeah.
It was these.
But the two guys from Trading Places are in
They're in
Coming
it,
to
'cause they got
America.
together. He gives them money.
He gives them money.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever.
That's hilarious.
His raw stand-up was probably the best.
I think Delirious is better than Raw.
Yeah.
But I think both are amazing. And it's like we were talking about comedians last week. It's like he's admitted now because listen, I said things then because I knew people wanted to laugh at him. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean I hated gays or
But it wasn't.
whatever.
No,
I just
look-
knew. And he says comedians. Jerry Seinfeld says it to him. He's got an episode with Eddie, and it's the longest comedians in cars. It goes for 50
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
Yep.
And he says to him, listen, he goes,
haven't watched
people will never understand that for a comedian, 99% of the time it's just material.
Yeah.
Whatever's funny at the
It
time,
is,
they're
it
not
is.
taking a dig at anyone.
No,
No, that's right. Yeah.
You know.
And, it wasn't
And that's why when they said to
very
Eddie Murphy, they're like, you got to apologise for these gay jokes. He goes, I'm not
No.
apologising for nothing.
That's right.
He goes, because
Exactly.
it was in 1985.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Thanks, Amanda. That's the spoon joke.
Aha! And everyone's just looking at him.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
I love that.
Listen,
what
Coming
was
to
the
America,
barbershop
I
is
admit
the
it's my favourite movie. It's like my Wizard of Oz. I love that movie. It's like I grew up because I had 2 older brothers. I grew up watching. My dad shouldn't have known. I grew up watching Delirious as I was 5 years old. You know what I mean? Like I was watching Eddie Murphy, but
Yeah.
Coming to America was just it broke boundaries. It was like
It did.
you know, but like I've said, that's why I'm saying I don't think movies these days are like that because it's like they've run out of ideas. It's like, oh, let's make a Die Hard 12.
Actually, 48 hours.
You know what I mean? Like just
There are-
48 hours is quite.
Oh, look,
set him on the mark. That,
There are some good producers
There is.
making some good
There is.
films out there, but yeah, I mean,
What was the last
Yeah, they
movie
do
that
copy
came
a lot.
out? Like now, like I said last week, I collect comics,
yeah.
and I hope I want them to stop making comic movies because they're just.
Oh, sick.
Like the Marvel movies are just
But
too
it's the
much.
thing, you're just sick of them. It's just too
Do you
much.
reckon? Too much.
You know,
man.
and you know what? Like, it's just man, get over it.
Like you
do
know,
something else. Like,
the Batman, like with Christian Bale.
yeah, but
They
that
were
was different
awesome.
because it was a good director, Christopher Nolan, good director, and it was dark. And like,
dark,
I bet you the new
awesome.
Batman is good because they're different. They're not like these.
Big studios.
Yeah, no, but they're just not like the Marvel movies. Just explosions everywhere.
everywhere. That's all it is. Just big
It's like-
explosions. But you know what? I know people that love the Marvel movies,
Listen.
but I just can't sit through one. I find it
Because
hard.
they're getting.
I find it really
Are you
hard to
saying you
sit
get
through
sick
a
of them?
Marvel movie.
I like 'em.
Yeah,
Well,
you like
no,
it.
listen, I like I've watched
find-
most, but it's like if I said to you, what was, you know, these days, let's say in the past 5 years, has there been a real masterpiece from Hollywood when you can actually think about it, like a masterpiece,
Masterpiece.
like movie?
I'd have to look at the list. I don't
Where
know.
last
Even off
year-
the top of your
Yeah.
head, last 5-10 years, off the top of your head, Whereas like, we're talking about movies back in that, and we're blocking off movies
It
everywhere.
was a good movie, but I don't know if it was 10 years. It could be like 15 years. But The Green Mile,
Green Mile, that's early 2000s, but that was.
great movie.
And that was it had great actors in it.
Forrest Gump.
That was a great movie, but that's like 2001, I reckon.
Yeah, too long. Since then, I don't know. Like,
It's even you look back. So look at Tom Hanks. Right?
Yeah, Avatars. That's a masterpiece.
Avatar was great.
Yeah, Avatar. Yeah, great.
Avatar
Yeah.
was well.
So look at you're saying Tom Hanks. So look at some of his. But when are they? Forrest Gump was a masterpiece.
Castaway.
Castaway.
Yeah, 20 years
He's like
ago.
99s.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan was
Maybe.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
Real good. And it's all him.
Yeah, Avatar's probably the only one really.
Exactly.
that's
When's
really
that? 06?
Rings the bell.
Was it even?
No, Avatar was like 2012.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, but that's
You
probably-
know why I always say Avatar's a good movie?
why.
Because it was still a good movie with Sam Worthington in the lead role.
Yeah.
He sucks.
You hate it?
He's just got nothing. He's got no charisma, nothing.
There's certain
But the
people
movie
that
was
should be in
good.
lead roles.
Don't you agree?
I don't like watching Tobey Maguire, is it?
Yeah, I don't like him as Spider-Man
He's
either.
he's not
Oh,
a leading
he's
man.
lead role.
Not like,
The new Spider-Man
He's
is
a Robin.
Well, the
especially
new,
He
to
is
Batman.
Robin.
especially
Yeah,
Spider-Man
no, he
3
is,
was the worst.
no, but the new Spider-Man is way better than him. He suits it.
But some people love Tobey Maguire.
Nah, the new one suits it.
Not a leading
Whereas Sam Worthington, it's nothing about him. He's so
Yeah.
bland. Like as an listen, he's obviously a famous actor, but he's just
He fit the role though. He
No,
did
look,
fit
they're
the
not.
role.
Look, they're not going to get everyone.
no. But you know what I mean. It was still a great movie. No one cared that he was in the role because it was so good. Is what I'm
Yeah, but
saying.
sometimes
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
cast names instead of
Instead,
They
yeah.
do.
instead of the right characters, which is why it's good for especially to the two genres that have the biggest fan base statistically, without question.
What is it?
It's
Comedy,
horror and sci-fi.
horror,
Yeah.
and sci-fi. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
People,
would say
people will go. If I say to somebody who loves sci-fi, oh, it's generally crap, but there's one good scene. They're there. One good scene, I'm there.
Hey, Reborn,
Yeah.
how are you, man? I'll see you.
Reborn.
Don't say anything about the Man United game in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, like so if you're like horror or
And horror people just want to be scared, knowing that they're sitting in the cinema in the same.
Well, the thing is, we're talking about horror. We're talking about
That's
this
a
last week,
psychological
right? So,
crazy.
in my
They love
opinion,
it. They will keep going.
we were talking about this last week. In my opinion, Saw 1,
someone's great.
horror or thriller, whatever you want to call it, is great.
It's horror.
Probably a
It's
masterpiece.
horror.
Yeah.
That is
But
a
then,
masterpiece.
but then, why is there another 17 Saws?
Yeah, because they're just
Because
trying
they're
to
cashing in.
they're cashing
I
in
know,
on it.
but
But
like,
the thing
yeah.
is, they are
they are.
cashing in because these people keep coming.
I know.
back.
So
And it's
sci-fi-
horror.
A really good sci-fi that I enjoyed was Stargate,
Yep.
where the two movies were fantastic,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the
was
series.
that Kurt Russell, wasn't it? The first,
Kurt
yeah,
Russell,
the
the
first
first
one.
one,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
But
first
then-
one's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then they've got MacGyver in the.
yeah, that's
in the
right.
second one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
MacGyver.
Good on
So-
MacGyver. Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is.
But all the series,
Good on
like
MacGyver. I need him to
we've
cook
got
a steak for me
We've got the
with a
17,
lemon.
like we've got the
Yeah.
17 series
So
of the
we-
thing that we used to watch,
so
and
we-
it's just fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Fantastic
Yeah.
writing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like the series better than the movies?
No,
I actually
Reborn.
do. Yeah.
Reborn, we said, no, we're not talking about Man United again. They can wait till Monday, man.
Yeah, no. Stop Man
You
United.
can pay us out of
The
that.
difference, the movie is a self-contained, very well
It
self-contained
is.
movie, I think.
Yep.
And then the series is each episode is very well
So
self-contained.
again,
It is,
what year
yeah.
did the
And
first...
they cleverly overlapped a couple of characters,
Yep.
the music,
Yep.
and a bit of the storyline from the movie to the television series. I
Exactly.
thought that was very
So,
clever.
do you know what
And that
year?
created all fans.
What year did the
Yeah,
first
it did.
Stargate come out? Do you know the first movie
Ooh.
with Kurt Russell?
90 something. 90.
I'm gonna
Five.
say 93.
Yeah.
See, so let's just say around then,
Yeah,
right?
around there.
Around then, Kurt Russell's a megastar then. When that comes out, he was.
Yeah.
It's
Big
Oh,
Trouble
no,
in
yeah.
China. I love
Yeah.
that.
Big Trouble in China, Tango and Cash. Like
Tango
he
and
was,
Yep.
and he was good in everything at the time. I
Yeah.
was the one when he's
Hey,
I was the one with
Overboard.
Overboard. Comedy,
Comedy,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. But he was excellent in it.
Escape from Yule.
Oh yeah, escape from
Convicted Conversations. What's up, guys?
Yes.
You know what I didn't
He
like?
gets caught. He has to escape
Yeah,
again.
it's
He
got
does.
one.
They brought him back again.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
I didn't like I liked the movie Star Trek, but I didn't like the series Star Trek.
Okay. fair
Oh,
enough.
which
I love
series,
Star
which
Trek.
movie?
Well,
Man?
what was your
Yeah,
favorite
but
movie?
they're like everywhere.
What was your favorite movie?
it's
Search
like-
for Spock, Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, 10.
that
There's
one.
10 of them.
I probably searched
When Spock dies, or
Yeah, yeah,
when
that
they're
one.
looking for him.
Star
Wrath
Trek.
of
remember- I
Khan. He
remember
dies in
I
Wrath
liked
of
it.
Khan, doesn't he?
Star Trek's
Does he
fantastic.
die in Wrath of
I
Khan?
love
Spock
Star Trek.
dies in Star Trek 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wrath of, and then
Yeah.
Star Trek 3 is Search for Spock.
And then they bring you back.
Yeah.
On the
I think I've seen
yeah.
the first three, or of the first three, I think are real good. Them ones. Star Trek, Wrath of Khan.
The most recent movies?
I'm just saying the old ones. Wrath of Khan,
Yeah.
number 2, and Search for Spock.
But I reckon they're better than the series.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I reckon. Oh, me personally, but yeah.
I've seen
Did you prefer Kirk or Picard?
Kirk.
Janeway.
Janeway was great too, yeah.
Didn't even add that one in.
Yeah.
And
I like
it's
Picard.
really
And
cute.
Commander Cisco doesn't work.
I say
Deep-
Spock,
Deep Space
Spock,
Nine.
Spock or Data. You know what? People don't realise how thrown people are on that one.
Yeah, no, that's
People are like, oh,
that's a good
Spock.
question.
Data.
Spock.
Star Trek
Spock?
sucks.
Oh, man. Spock? Spock? What about
I'm
you?
not a big sci-fi fan, Amanda. I'm not a big sci-fi fan. So myself and my partner sat down and watched
I do enjoy that.
every episode of every goddamn series
Yeah.
for writing analysis purposes.
Okay.
So we've been through them all now, and I'm glad I'm not watching them
What's
again.
better, Star Trek or Star Wars?
Me personally,
Oh,
Star Wars. Star
Each to their own.
Yeah.
See, listen,
Each to their
They've
own.
got their own
Alex
group of
has
fans.
said here, I love Indiana Jones. And Indiana Jones,
Was great.
we're talking about Star Wars, George Lucas, a genius.
Yeah.
He made Indiana Jones, he made Star Wars. Like, he's got a mind that's just...
Let me support that. Minor story
Yeah.
regarding Back to the Future trilogy and George Lucas.
Yeah. He supported Spielberg.
The people,
him
and Spielberg supported Back to the Future. They said, we're happy to throw the money
It
at
was
it.
Zemeckis, wasn't it? Zemeckis.
And
made
Robert
it.
Zemeckis and I can't remember his partner, they said, look, you guys have done so much for us, we'll try and sell it in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Not a one.
Yeah.
So they ended up going back to those guys, said, yeah, we'll fund it.
Yeah, we'll fund it.
Everyone else is crazy.
Wow.
You know how many movies, you know, Spielberg and Lucas...
2030 producers, Back to the Future turned it down.
Yeah, Spielberg and Lucas, you know
Really?
how many times they get scripts, they've talked about it, and they'll go give them to each other and say, what do you think, man? Yeah, it's good. Oh, kill roll.
Kill it.
He let George Lucas read Avatar before it was, just to see what he thought, and he's like, yeah, it's good, man, it's good. Go for it. So,
Wow.
I prefer Star Wars, personally, but, you know.
As
I'm
Rob said,
more
each
of
to
a
their own.
Star Trek.
right?
Look, each to their own. I don't
Exactly.
I
He's
really
not a
don't
big
like-
sci-fi fan.
I'm not a sci-fi fan.
You know, that's...
But there is that versus, you know, what's better? You know what I mean? 'Cause there's
You'll
crazy,
get-
there's
Can I
crazy
tell you what
Star
you'll get?
Trek.
You're going to get... It's going to be like Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars. There's people that are going to like that.
Yeah,
That's what they are. There's not really many that are like
but it's similar.
on both. It's not similar though.
Yeah, but can you like both?
Yeah.
I don't.
My
I
partner-
like
My
both.
partner loves
I like both, but I like Star Wars more. Yeah. It's just, but then there's those fan bases that are like, it's like we said, Raka Raka. Why did they get popular? They made a YouTube video called Lord of the Rings vs. Star Wars, and it got 7 million views.
Yeah,
It's because there's so many people that,
like both.
you know, they just get like that. People are like that. Nah, gotta hate that because I'm a
Yeah,
Lord of the
yeah,
Rings guy, or I'm
Yeah.
a, you know, people are like that. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Karate Kid.
Amanda,
Hey,
which,
Karate Kid
which
was killer.
series? And by the way, which Karate
Oh,
Oh,
Kid
you're
movie?
talking about the new
Cobra Kai.
Cobra
that.
Kai.
How good? Look,
Haven't
Cobra
seen
Kai. is
Cobra
the
Kai
best. I love
better.
it.
Haven't seen it.
Is it
Mate,
better than the
it's-
first?
It's so nostalgic. It's crazy.
Is
like,
Cobra
yeah.
Kai
Yeah.
better than the first Karate
Yes.
Kid? The first movie?
Oh,
No way.
Come on.
No.
it's pretty
I
good,
find
man.
that hard to swallow.
I do.
It's pretty good.
I have to see that.
Cobra Kai is pretty good.
Better than the first
Have you
movie?
seen
It
Cobra
can't
Kai?
be. It can't be better.
No, I
than
haven't, but I'm just asking.
You have to watch Cobra Kai.
No one beats Miyagi.
No, it's
No,
Come on.
dude. It's one of those. It's one of those. It's
But see, again, that's just a remake.
yeah, but it's not. It's like a continuation.
It's set like
I don't want to
one
put
of
it. I
It's
don't
not a
want to put
remake.
it. I don't want to put it down. But they've grabbed the
They've
popularity
read the
of
story
something
from something
previous.
else.
Yeah,
They can't have their own story.
no, but it's so
It's
cool.
like now, you
don't
like The
understand.
Matrix, you
It's
said,
sort of-
right?
yeah, I love
Do
it.
you think you're going to like the new Matrix?
It depends on the story.
Because I've watched,
But it
I've
doesn't
watched
make
the
sense.
trailer.
Didn't they die?
No, but I've watched the trailer and I'm like, listen, I'm not going to like it. I can tell. Because it just,
The 3 movies were the best.
yeah. It's
Well,
like
the
I said
first
about,
one was the best.
It's like we said about Terminator. Like Terminator, right? Arnie's going in the lava
Yeah,
in Terminator 2, and then they bring out a Terminator, you're like, well,
He came back.
Did he
the
die?
chip, didn't
I,
the chip,
I came back.
didn't the chip get melted in the lava?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but they just in that it was they just made Judgment Day just a bit
I
longer.
know, but do you know what I mean? It's
The
like,
wonderful thing
Judgment Day
about
was inevitable.
the wonderful thing about story writing, you can kill someone off. You can
Yeah.
bring him back. Oh, it was all a dream.
That's right.
Exactly.
You can bring him back.
Amanda reckons,
Hey.
Amanda said movies would have to be better for analytical purposes. Yui says, "What's happening, legends? Merry Christmas, hey Yui."
Merry Christmas, Yui champion.
So, from what I've taken from this is
Red Dwarf better than
the Red Dwarf better than Star Trek.
Now we're getting into it. Which is better,
English,
English or US comedy?
That's right.
But anyway,
British comedies are
British is funny.
like, you can't beat it.
hands down.
Hands down.
Like,
Can I tell you something? I agree, British comedy's better, but I like the American. No, I like the. Seinfeld's my favorite sitcom ever, but I prefer.
Don't say the American.
Yeah, I prefer the American Office.
No way. No
you prefer-
But Ricky, you got to remember, Ricky. The thing about the American Office, you know why
Yeah.
you got to think about it is Ricky Gervais invented the British Office,
Yeah.
and he invented he writes the American Office, so it's got that British comedy to it, and because I just think Steve Carell is such a good actor.
Yeah.
Steve Carell.
He's amazing. That guy's talented. He's comedy wise.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, you're on your own.
Do you,
I just think comedy wise, he's talented.
do you prefer Death at the Funeral British or Death at the Funeral US?
I don't know. I have to watch him again.
Have you seen Death at the Funeral?
I'd have to watch him again.
It's awesome. The British version is awesome, man. It's like this little
British
guy
comedy's funny. Like British comedy, like there's
watch
British comedies that are iconic, and they are. They're funny.
Four weddings and a
So
funeral.
good, man.
Like, there's very few comedy that are constantly, every 2 minutes, I laugh out loud.
That's right. Yeah.
And if you find one, whether it's British or
Listen, like
American,
you watch.
Ferris Bueller's.
go and buy it
You watch.
and hang
like,
on to it.
You like Blackadder, right? So you got Blackadder back in the day. Right?
Porridge.
Hey?
Porridge.
Yeah.
They talk about
Porridge.
Rowan Atkinson, right? Blackadder back in the
Rowan
day.
Atkinson's good.
You know, but look, so he's on Blackadder, right? And I've seen they talk to him. He's like, there's not many people that can make you laugh just by making an expression.
So could you make a
Rowan Atkinson
could you
just-
make an American Young Ones? No.
Well, you know, there's a show I watch. I haven't seen the British version, and I've watched the whole American version, and I loved it. It's called Shameless, and that's based on a
watched that
British.
as well. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen the British.
But it's based on a British one. Listen,
Yeah.
and apparently it's. I don't know, but that's not really a comedy.
It's
that's,
not really a comedy,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Whereas
Yes,
the American one is like a comedy drama, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
funny, but it's a drama. So
That's
I don't know if the British one's
Yeah,
like that, but
British one's better.
yeah, but the American ones, I've watched the whole series. I love it.
Yeah.
The
You guys
American
have to
one.
watch Death at the Funeral. It's hilarious.
So it's British
Movie
and
or
American.
comedy?
British
It's a
one you're
comedy.
talking about?
The British one, yeah.
A movie or a
British
series?
Yeah, done a movie. It's called Death at a Funeral.
Okay.
And it's got the little you know, the dwarf from from where's
It's
he
the guy
from?
from
Game of Thrones.
yeah, what's his name?
Peter
Peter
Dinklage. Peter Dinklage.
Drinkledge.
Dinklage.
The little guy, the one that's in Elf.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
No, he's an elf. You know, with
Is he an elf?
he's
Is
an
he?
elf. And Will Ferrell goes to him, an elf, and he goes, "Call me an elf one more time."
Yeah, that guy. It's a great movie, man. It's so funny. Like, I laughed my head off in that movie.
We're gonna just I'll remove a bit
But
of
that's
this.
what I'm saying. There's so much good material and good. Why do they keep regurgitating?
That's what I'm saying. I just hate how movies now are regurgitated. Yeah,
I love Adam Sandler movies. Do you guys like Adam Sandler?
I
love Adam
I
Sandler.
liked his early movies. I think his later movies are
Lame.
There's only one I
very,
like of him.
very bad. I don't like his new
Yeah.
movies now. His old movies. There's some old ones
Like
like
Happy Gilmore and all them.
no Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, but there's some ones. Jess will know that one that with Jennifer Aniston. Just Go With It is funny.
Okay.
It's like because it's got other funny people in it as well.
Dinklage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the Wedding Singer was done.
Wedding Singer.
was
Sorry,
done-
that's
was
one.
done very well.
That's
Wedding
another-
Singer was
Wedding
great.
Singer is another real good one. But his later ones are just
Click was a good one.
see that's later. I don't know. I haven't.
It's a good one. It's got a good message.
His later ones are a bit.
It wasn't as comedy, that one. So there's some of his stuff it's a more serious, but yeah, Click was a great movie.
I was talking about this with Jess a couple of days ago. So, what about Mark Myers?
Yeah, he's funny, man.
When you actually think about it.
it.
No, when you think about some of the things
Like
he's
the
done.
movie.
Well, when you think about some of the
Like
things he's
Myers.
done, Wayne's World and Shrek's
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
are all pretty.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Oh, Austin
And
Powers.
Austin
Austin
Powers. So
Powers.
Wayne's World,
Yeah.
Shrek, Austin Powers. Shrek
Yeah.
has Eddie Murphy in it as well, who's hilarious as
Yeah,
a
of
donkey.
course.
But
Yeah.
he is. Shrek. I've said. I think the donkey makes the movie. He's
Check's a great movie.
yeah. Whereas the donkey is the comedy, and Shrek is more of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know the serious bit. But Austin Powers, the first Austin Powers in particular, is hilarious, and both Wayne's Worlds are hilarious.
Yeah.
That character he plays called Fat Bastard.
Yeah.
Best.
Do you know?
So funny.
Do you know what? Oh, do you know what? One of the in Austin Powers.
In Austin Powers, he
Do you
plays
know-
a guy called Fat Bastard.
Do you know which
Oh,
one?
okay.
Do you know in Wayne's World? To me, what's one of the funniest scenes?
What?
And you don't even know what they're saying. You know when they're on the car bonnet and the plane's going over and they're arguing, him and Garth. No one knows what they're saying. They're going,
I can't remember.
and then the plane goes by and he goes, "Well, fuck you too." And then it's like, but you're just laughing because they're going. No one knows the plane's going over.
And you know what? That's if
It's
you
just
can,
good humour. Like it's good writing.
if you can enjoy
Yeah,
someone's
I was cracking up.
non-verbal
Yeah,
acting,
exactly. That's how you know they're good. So
I reckon the best series ever. One of the best series ever.
any series or like saying mini series or just
No, long series.
yeah.
Breaking Bad. Hands
Okay,
down.
but that went how many seasons?
5 seasons. So good for 5 seasons.
Okay, there's the
Once
question.
the
won a
ending.
lot of awards.
So there's the question I asked people.
So
Do you know
good.
why that was good? Because he was Tim Watley on Seinfeld.
He was Tim Watley.
Started
Bryan
on Seinfeld.
Cranston.
Yeah, he was in Seinfeld. He was a dentist. Their dentist.
Yeah, he
I
was.
know, but
Yeah.
you don't remember the comedy.
No, no, he was on Malcolm in the Middle as well. Yeah.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of things.
I
He's a great
just
actor.
always bring everything back.
Great.
Well, it's like what's his name? Rob likes him too. We always go about Galaxy Quest, right?
Love Galaxy
Alan
Quest.
Rickman. How good's Alan
Love-
Rickman?
Oh, the best. He's one of the best. I reckon one of the best actors ever.
Do you know what's Alan Rickman's best movie? You reckon?
Die Hard. Die Hard.
See, I don't reckon it's Die Hard. I actually reckon he's better.
In Ghost Quest.
No, in Robin Hood.
Or you could
as
say,
the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah, no, that's very good.
or
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
You know that scene when he says to his cousin.
Two-dimensional character.
Yeah.
You know that scene when he says
they
to
ruined
Robin of Locksley, if George was watching, I know he's got work early, he's not going to watch. When he says to Robin, he goes, "Locksley, I'm going to cut your heart out with a spoon." And then later his cousin goes to him,
Why spoon?
"Why a spoon, cousin?" He goes, "Because it's dull, you idiot, it'll hurt more." I reckon he's amazing in Die Hard, and I love him in Galaxy Quest.
Oh, he's great. The whole
but-
cast of
And he's good in Sweeney Todd too. Sweeney Todd and Johnny Depp
Yeah, I didn't
cuts him on the
like
bar.
Sweeney Todd.
I'm saying his roles. I don't actually like it that much either,
Yeah.
but he's good in it. But I reckon Sheriff of Nottingham is a bit better than the Die Hard.
Yeah.
And do you know what they always? I remember I always say it to you. They always say Batman is the best comic character ever because every hero is only as good as their villain. Look at the two villains he's played, Die Hard and Sheriff of Nottingham. So the movies are great because the villain is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I agree.
he's amazing.
He made that Die Hard movie.
And the thing is, when you're
And then you got Bruce Willis, who's just
Yeah.
so just
some of the best movies, industry talk, best movies are that you know who the protagonist is, you know who the antagonist is.
yeah.
But when during the story, you need to write so either one can win,
That's right. Yeah.
and that's what makes them a good villain, and
Exactly.
not happenstance where that just happens to fall down. at the
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
time. But even up to 3/4, 90% through, you still don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
So Bane
You
is
know-
a good example of that in Batman.
Yes.
Bane.
Yes.
Yes.
Bane.
Yes.
Because he's such a bad.
That's right. Well,
And they believe the villain believes what they're doing is right.
That's
you know,
right,
in-
exactly.
That's what makes them good.
you know in Die Hard, like when they meet, right? And Alan Rickman, obviously he's German in the movie, and then he makes out he's American. And the protagonist and the hero, the villain, they meet, and they know the hero. They know in their heads, they know they're meeting each
Yeah.
other, but they're playing like he's playing like, "Oh yeah, I work here," and he's just playing like,
I was watching Die Hard the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, but they
Yeah.
actually know that the villain and the hero are meeting each other, and it's like this. That's good writing. You know what I mean? Like, what about Harry Potter? Do you guys like it? Alex has said.
Don't get me started, Alex.
I actually
I like it.
haven't seen them.
The
Haven't seen it
second,
either.
the first, second, and third book are very well written.
So,
Then the marketing bandwagon took over. Book 4, 5, and 6.
are the books way better than the movies?
1, 2, and 3 is.
Yeah.
The movies are awful, so I'll say yes. This is the
But see, that's because he's read the books. Have you read the books?
This is the
Exactly.
problem when you try and squeeze everything in.
Yeah.
Book 1, 2, and 3 before she was famous and blah blah blah. Very well written, very tight.
Yeah.
Very well put together. Book 4, 5, and 6, sloppy, unanswered questions, twice as long as book 1, 2, and 3 because they weren't tight because of the marketing bandwagon.
Yeah.
Chris Columbus, who wrote The Goonies and blah blah blah,
The Goonies.
who directed.
Oh,
Can you guys?
You going to another
Alright,
spectrum
listen.
here, man.
You can't mention the Goonies without getting a. See what he said? He goes, the Goonies. We were like, it's like a childhood.
Chris Columbus, I think, wrote and directed 1 and 2 of Harry Potter, and apparently J.K. Rowling insisted that you must have everything, you must follow the book exactly.
okay, yeah.
That's where it goes wrong.
Yeah.
You cannot do that in 2 hours.
No.
It is so rushed. It is choppy. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I've read The Martian. I've watched the movie.
Is that the one with Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read Chocolat. Watched the movie.
Is the book way better than the movie, Mark?
No.
No. See, because I like the movie.
I like the movie.
What they've done. The book was very technical.
Yeah.
And I think the movie and the first 2 Hunger Games books as well, the people that created the movie did a fantastic job of taking the elements.
Yeah.
I'll give you
See,
a,
I liked the first Hunger Games. The last one I thought was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I
But the
watched-
last one?
I don't
last
watch the
Hunger
love.
Games.
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah, this is the
But
problem with
I'm saying the first movie I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
The first one was.
Yeah.
And then that last one I was like,
yeah.
How could you? It's like Game of Thrones. The last, I thought Game of Thrones was one of the best series
and then
ever
yeah,
made.
And then
it gets to the last episode.
Yeah.
Or the last
I never hated it.
the last season. It was shit. They just botched it.
And you know when a television series, when they're starting to run out of ideas.
Yeah.
Did all sorts of ludicrous stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say about Chocolat, going from the book to the movie, they changed the villain.
Oh, okay.
That is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
They took the villain out of the book, took the whole character out of the book.
Yeah.
They changed the villain in the movie. Works.
Well, that's like for example, saying in the because that Batman movie you're talking about is based on a comic because I own that comic. Bane breaks Batman's back in the comic. That's like saying in the movie, let's make the Joker break his back.
Yeah.
All of us would be like, well, we'd all be pissed off because it didn't happen. Like, you know what I mean? They don't follow the story exactly, but it's
and it's about the message and the motion.
Yeah.
You get that right, and the story arc's right. You can get the details.
Yeah, of course.
Forrest Gump book was so crap. The movie was much better.
There you
Now
go.
I said didn't even know it was a book.
I didn't know it was a book.
Listen, that was like I said. Tom Hanks is amazing. He's done some amazing movies. It doesn't do much that's bad. Even you look back to his older ones, comedy ones, The
That's
Burbs.
Yeah.
Burbs
Big.
was awesome.
The Burbs is one of the best.
You know,
movies, man.
a lot of people haven't seen the Burbs. I go,
Burbs
have you seen the
is
Burbs?
amazing.
What's the Burbs? Are you kidding
Tom
me?
Hanks' Bachelor Party.
Burbs, one of the
Don't know.
Tom Hanks did Bachelor Party.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, Bachelor Party.
Pretty sure it was Bachelor
Always in Big. Turner and Hooch.
No, he
on
was in
Big.
Bachelor Party.
And even later,
Big
the one
Big
with-
is Tom Hanks.
The
Yeah.
later, serious movies with the one with Denzel Washington, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Stripes.
Apollo.
Stripes.
Oh, Stripes is the classic.
That's a
Yeah.
great
Castaway.
movie.
See,
isn't
Tom
it?
Hanks.
Yeah.
I've spoke about that with Jess before. I said there's not Tom Hanks if you actually roll off
I
his
prefer his
movies.
comedy.
But he's got so many great movies. Like it's he's The Burbs, man.
He won 2 Oscars in a row.
Would you-
2 Oscars.
Forrest Gump and Philadelphia.
Would you like some more sardines?
See, and even what's his name with him. It's so funny you think about it, like Denzel and Tom Hanks in a movie together, and they didn't outshine each other. They
Yeah.
worked well because Denzel, he's amazing.
Denzel has some great
But then he
movies.
can go and do Da Vinci Codes.
Yeah.
He can do,
Do you know what did Denzel win an Oscar for, man? Do you know what movie?
Ooh.
It's a movie he plays a bad guy.
Training Day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what he won
Training
Oscar
Day was a
for.
great movie.
He won an Oscar for that.
Have you seen Gangster? No. Gangster?
American Gangster.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Great movie.
He won an Oscar for that too, and he was a villain.
Yeah.
So 2 villains. Oh, it was.
But
a
you
bad
notice
guy.
this is a problem with Oscars. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I know.
Political.
That's right.
No comedy ever wins.
No.
No.
No sci-fi.
It's always a
usually
drama.
You know
never
what?
wins.
You know what annoys me? It's not that
Never
I
wins.
No
said,
horror ever wins.
I said this to them last.
It's always dramas.
I said this to them about 2 weeks ago about
It's always drama.
how Leonardo DiCaprio won an Oscar for The Revenant.
I don't know. Watch that.
You know, like it was like he was just begging for an Oscar for 10 years, and they said, "Here, have one."
Yeah.
I watched it. Okay, it was okay,
Didn't he win?
Yeah.
but everyone was going on about. I was hearing this is the best movie ever, and I watched it. and I was like, "Really? Like, come on."
Was it as good as Wolf of Wall Street?
No,
Because that was a
no,
great
no,
movie.
I haven't seen-
Huey also
yeah.
says Wolf of Wall Street, best movie in the world.
Yeah, so
It was pretty good.
yeah,
Well,
like.
it's a true story.
Well, listen, like I was saying,
That's why it's
Christian
so good.
Bale,
Yeah.
like I was saying, I reckon he's a great actor, right? You ever seen American Psycho? American Psycho is
Next level.
That movie is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's because of him. Like the way he.
I think Anthony Hopkins.
No,
you're thinking of.
you're thinking of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
And even that, he won an Oscar for he was in the movie 12 Minutes or something. But like,
Yeah, no, American Psycho.
American Psycho is it's a serial killer. Like it's,
I don't think I've seen
but he is. So he went from that movie. He played American Psycho. He was ripped, and then he went and played The Machinist, and he was eating a tin of tuna and an apple a day, and he weighed 40 kilos or something. He's like, and then his next role was Batman Begins. He put on 70 kilos.
He put on too much.
But he was massive again, and he was ripped. He like done some body transformations that are just.
Because when he turned up on set, they said, "Hang on, this
like,
is Batman, not Fat Man."
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
just huge, like muscular, like.
You know, it's a good movie that not many people talk about? Fight Club.
Fight Club's good.
Good movie.
Brad Pitt's made some good those ones. Some of his older ones. He's in
Fight Club.
He's in one with
Great movie.
what's that? He's in one with Anthony Hopkins. That's good. It's set
Yeah,
back in the olden days.
Joe.
Joe Dirt.
Not Joe Dirt.
It's set back in like the 1800s America. He's like half Indian.
Joe Dirt.
Brad Pitt.
The King of the North. No, not Joe Dirt. Meeting Joe. If anyone knows what that Anthony Hopkins movie
And
is.
he's in a good one where he's
Where-
the kids where they go to juvenile, and that they get Kevin Bacon is the
Kevin Bacon's on.
Kevin Bacon is the like security guy at the juvenile, and he like pretty much rapes them.
Okay.
And they come out.
Yeah,
And they plot a plan to get him back. And Brad Pitt like
remember
plays
that
the
one.
lawyer in that. That's a good movie. I'll gotta remember the names. of them.
Meeting Joe Black.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
And Joe Black. Yeah.
Could be
12
one.
Monkeys was a good movie. as
12
well.
Monkeys. You know what? Now it hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's another one. That's a series now. And 12 Monkeys was a revered movie. Like again, Bruce Willis. He's made a lot of. Like we were saying it last week.
Yeah.
When you actually look at Bruce Willis, how many good
Bruce
movies
Willis
he's made.
won some
he's-
great movies.
And when he does comedy, he's funny too.
I
said
said
that
that
one.
like Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, like, and
Yeah.
I said that one when he does that one with Meryl
not
Streep and Goldie
underrated.
Hawn. Death Becomes
Her.
He's the best.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
Jess says it. He's actually the star of that. He's so funny.
Have you seen Unbreakable?
Yeah, that's the best. That's one of his best movies. That's a comic movie.
So I'll put one out there. One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Oh, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
What a great movie that is.
Unbreakable, I reckon, is the best comic movie.
Really?
Unbreakable?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
It's a
three-part
three-part
now.
now.
It's the same guy that makes.
There's
Which
Glass.
is-
No, what's his
is-
name?
Which is
The
based
M
on
Night
pretty good.
M Night Shyamalan, the director. He makes Sixth Sense in that, and Bruce Willis in that.
Yeah, I know.
So he directs them, and that's based on that. But that's another one within the Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis was in that. That was
Sixth
That's
Sense,
right.
yeah. Did you ever...
if that didn't deserve an Oscar, I don't know what did. That was great. He was amazing.
Yeah, it was
in
good,
that.
mate.
Sci-fi.
Oh,
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element was great.
Fifth Element again.
Horror or sci-fi?
Horror
I love-
sci-fi comedy.
Oh,
Fifth
Chris
Element. Do you like
Tucker.
Fifth Element?
Yeah.
Again, another
awesome.
Bruce Willis.
Awesome.
That's a great movie.
Oh, that was
Awesome
with
movie.
Chris Tucker,
Mila-
Mila Jovovich.
Chris Tucker's the best.
Mila
So
Jovovich,
funny.
you're hardly wearing it.
Ruby Rod. He's the best.
Commandant?
Castaway, Click, Captain Phillips, Meet the Millers. He's saying.
Meet the Millers.
Meet the Millers was funny.
Castaway was good. Click
Castaway
was
was
great.
very
Captain
good.
Phillips was
That's
good.
Tom Hanks again.
That's a good one. That's a true story.
That's like based on real life pirates.
Captain Phillips.
It's like real
No,
life
no,
pirates, isn't it? Like
Yeah. Like Somalian pirates taking over like a massive vessel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a true story. That's what they got to look out for when they cross that.
And that's the thing. Some of these, there's lots of true stories that make great movies.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
or miniseries.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, stop regurgitating crap.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem.
Amanda was saying about Forrest Gump in the books. She said the book was crap.
I didn't read the book.
Yeah, no, but do they in the book do they credit Forrest Gump with teaching Elvis how to do his shuffle? Like
Yeah,
they do in the movie.
Bruce in Pulp Fiction was great.
Yeah,
too.
he was. Bruce
Yes, he was.
Willis was amazing in Pulp Fiction. And John.
The whole
See,
movie
Jeff
was
loves
good.
him. John Travolta's one. I love John Travolta. And he's one of the.
His
early stuff was.
his fee from Pulp Fiction. He got $500,000 for Pulp Fiction because of his performance in Pulp Fiction. True story.
Yeah.
His next fee was $20 million.
Wow.
Look at some of his movies, man.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen Phenomenon with John
So
Travolta?
he went and got his pilots.
Have you seen Phenomenon?
Is that when something
What
happens?
is
Like,
Gabriel?
He like starts getting like these powers.
No,
Have
I've-
you seen
I've-
Phenomenon? Oh my god,
I
that is
think
one
I've
of
seen
his.
it, but like, I can't remember.
He- all of a sudden something happens and he just starts getting these like he could just move things and it's like starts freaking with, but it's like he's just this average Joe, like he's a mechanic, like it's
Have you seen Face?
oh, it's the best. It's one of his best, but it's not. You know what? I actually this
They had to change.
no, but this is my opinion. I actually think Nicolas Cage is better than him in that.
Yeah, because they had to change characters.
Yeah.
They're both
They had to
amazing.
change characters,
but
man.
because Nicolas Cage gets a bit more screen time, but they're both amazing.
I'm not a Nicolas Cage fan, but I think he's good in that.
He's amazing in that.
Even
Connell was good.
Yeah, Connell was alright.
Connie, but Face Off was better.
That's his best movie.
Do you reckon that's
Nicolas
Cage's
Cage's
best
best
movie?
movie is
Face Off?
The best bit, John Travolta's best bit in that is when he first goes to the jail. And he's like all cheeky because he's become Castor Troy.
Yeah,
He's like,
Castor Troy.
you're so good looking. You're hot.
Yeah. He was
He's
good,
like
man.
looking into a mirror. Only not.
Yeah, he was great.
And then Nicolas Cage, because the way Nicolas Cage plays it, like he's about to vomit, he's like, it's like, yeah, that's a good movie. Face Off's a real good movie. I don't know where they come up with that idea, but that's
Nah, that was like crazy.
Chris loves, I love Major Payne.
Yeah, I think it's a good
Major
one.
Payne.
Damon Wayans is actually,
Major Payne.
but the thing is, he's actually very talented, Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
And the Wayans brothers are in general. He's the
Oh, the Wayans brothers. What was that one? White Chicks.
White Chicks, but that's the younger
They're
brothers.
the young brothers. Yeah.
I reckon, you know what Damon Wayans' best movie actually is? I reckon Bruce Willis movie, Last Boy Scout.
Have I seen that?
Oh, I saw that years and years
He's
ago.
like he's this ex.
Yeah.
He used to guard the
A
president.
long time ago.
And he Bruce Willis used to guard the president. And at the start of the movie, he's just this like PI that's a drunk. Everyone thinks he's a drunk, but he's actually like this trained CIA. Like
And how many times have this?
I know, but that was like the original. That was like 1988 or
Yeah.
something. And Damon Wayans is this like NFL quarterback that was taking drugs and he takes him under, like he's got him with him, but Damon Wayans,
as well.
but he doesn't actually know. He was like Bruce Willis's hero. He loved him, like as a quarterback. And then he catches him taking drugs in his house and he knocks him out. And like, but he's
Yeah, Damon Wayans is. I love this movie. I love it.
He's
Major
good.
Payne's awesome. Like, that was
have
like
you never seen Last Boy Scout?
I can't remember it, man.
There's this scene he goes to a guy because he's like a bum. He doesn't care about his life anymore. His wife's cheated on him,
I can't remember it.
and he asks they take him hostage, and he wakes up, and they're like, "Aren't you worried?" And he's like, "If you wanted me dead," he goes, "I'd be dead." He's like, "So you want something?" It's Bruce Willis, and he's like, he asks the guy for a cigarette, and the guy cracks him, and he goes, "If you do it again," he goes, "I'm gonna kill you." And then he asks for the cigarette again, the same exact thing, and the guy does it again. And Bruce Willis, like as I said, is like this trained killer, like just kills him in an instant. And he sits down, he lights the cigarette, and that's when they're like, "Oh, you had a bit of balls doing that." He's like, "Well, if you wanted me dead, I'd be dead." He's like, "So I may as well take Carl with me." He's like, Bruce Willis is good, man. You gotta watch. That's one of his best.
And
I reckon Damon Wayans' best movie. He's amazing in it.
There's another one with Damon Wayans. Is like Bulletproof something.
Yeah, that's with Adam Sandler. He
Yeah,
plays the cop.
that's right. I like that movie.
Yeah, that's a like comedy.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's like convict, and he's like on the run with him, like trying. Yeah.
No, Damon Wayans. I loved Major Payne growing up. It's the best.
There was a part he landed in the jungle and fought off animals.
Who?
Is he talking about
Major Payne.
in Major Payne? Amanda, you talking about? Can't remember. Oh, you're talking about the Forrest Gump books, maybe? Because I said about the Forrest Gump books.
Oh well.
Well, I think we sort of came to the conclusion that everyone was saying they're a bit more invested in series these days. These days.
Yeah.
We've obviously said, everyone said we went off on a tangent. There's great movies, but there hasn't been a great movie for a long time, but from what we're saying.
Yeah.
I prefer series, and series. If you go onto Netflix and look at the top 10,
It's all-
it's always series that are out there.
But some of them,
not
like we
many
said,
movies.
the boys haven't seen them, but like
Yeah.
Squid Game, Witcher,
Yeah.
they're all good.
So what most people what they're watching these days are series.
Forrest Gump, Amanda's saying, there's a bit in the jungle. He landed in the jungle and fought off animals.
Yeah, and you know what? You watch a series at home, but if you want to go watch a movie, you go to the cinemas. I reckon.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That's what I reckon.
Yeah.
What we do a lot when we know like the series, and this is hard sometimes. You force yourself not to watch it,
Yeah. Until it's all
there.
Well, see, that's.
and then you
But see, that's what I think.
Binge
I
watch,
think Netflix.
and it's great.
I think Netflix and Amazon and that knew that, and that's why now they bring out
the whole
You
lot
all at once, The Witcher all at once.
once. Yeah,
And then even the funny thing is that Rob is saying that, like you, Witcher, whatever. Me and Jess watched the whole thing and we're like, now we've got to wait a whole year for the next movie.
I know.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
how
what I
you
said
know it's
before,
good.
Chris.
Yeah.
We said, I want to see what
Yeah.
the next one. So that's why we wait, because we can.
Whereas,
You're
like
right.
I said,
You're right. And then you run at the end of the series.
Like I said, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. The first 3 Star Wars, I love them. I watched the new one when it came out, and I was like, I can really wait till they make another one because it pissed me off. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about that in-betweeny movie with, is it Felicity Jones? She was the hero. I think she had to get I was forced to watch that. She had to get some sort of a tablet or something from Princess Leia.
That's the one where Darth Vader comes at the end. Rogue Squadron.
That's it.
That was actually good. Compared to...
I haven't watched that.
Because I thought that was okay.
Yeah, no, that was actually a good one because they brought it in.
It's an in-between.
Everyone knew Darth Vader, right? We all know Darth Vader, even if you don't know Star Wars. And they hyped him up so much in the movie, and he comes at the end and just slaughters 30 people. And it's like, yep, okay, they just showed the villain. And what that is that scene there, I don't know if you've seen the first ever Star Wars, is 5 minutes after that. You know, when he goes on the ship and catches Princess Leia?
Yeah.
That scene at the end of Rogue Squadron is pretty much
the beginning.
Is him going into that ship in Star Wars 1, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what it is. That's how it connects.
There you go.
So if you remember the original Star Wars,
Yep.
he catches Princess Leia in that ship.
Yep.
He just slaughtered those guys, and then he got to Leia's ship.
Wow.
Because they were delivering that thing to Leia, yeah.
Wow.
So she could deliver it to Obi-Wan on R2-D2 and say,
That's it.
help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my last hope.
You're my last hope.
Pretty much. And that's what was his name? What did you say his name was?
We have procured a limousine.
We've procured a
What did you
limousine.
say his name was? The actor? That played him?
Enrico Colantoni.
Yeah, he's the best.
Because he's the regular in Veronica Mars.
And he was in a funny sitcom, Just Shoot Me.
Yeah,
God,
that's funny.
Hilarious.
Can we do like one podcast one day where we actually dress up as Thermians?
Who's Grapthas? Who's gonna be
Well, you can be Methazar.
who's gonna be Mathazar? I'll be Mathazar.
I'll be that guy that gets all the stuff studded on his face.
What's his name?
And he
Ted, it's
exploded.
Ted, isn't it? Ted. 'Cause he goes on Ted. On.
Have you seen Galaxy Quest?
No.
Oh my god.
you-
You don't know him missing. George, like that's
We
like,
can do a script reading if you want. I can get hold of the script.
dude, that's like borderline
Sure.
George. My brother George, that's like borderline his favorite movie. Like Alan Rickman in that, like George like puts him on. It's like,
Oh, when he like loses it and just goes
Yeah,
bash at that guy
yeah,
because that guy he kills this guy.
yeah,
his
I love
friend.
it.
But
That's the
Graf
best.
Thals Hammer.
I told you, Grapthas Hammer's the best. When we're at work, like there's in the movie, it's like Grapthas Hammer. That's what they say. I always say to George if he helps me, I'm like that little hammer there. I'm like that's Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. I'm like the big sledgehammer is Grapthas Hammer.
It was a great movie. That whole cast was like Joel.
Seriously.
See, I like Tim Allen.
You can see
There's some
and
people that don't like him, but I like Tim.
I've seen it, whatever, how many times.
I've seen it
And I
many
still laugh.
I love
every
it.
time.
Yeah.
You know the jokes are coming.
Yeah.
It's
Every
still...
How good is Guy as that comic relief?
You know how long?
How good is
For
he?
years, for 10, 15 years now.
So good.
However,
is.
however, I don't know what year it
Sam
came out.
Rockwell has just gone from strength to strength.
You know, he was in the Green Mile.
Yeah, he was in the Green Mile.
He was the killer, the
yeah,
actual
he's
killer.
the one that pissed on that guy.
Yeah, but he was the actual murderer.
Yeah.
That the black guy was getting.
Yeah, he was.
But you know,
He's in a lot of movies.
ever since that came out, we've all, me and George and John, we always on running joke. We always call John Guy.
Okay.
I'm
They're like,
gonna
you're
die,
Guy.
man, I'm
Do
gonna
I
die.
have a last name?
Why?
You got a last name, Guy? Do I? Do I? That's the best.
Oh, you know, I'm the guy that dies
That's the best.
in the last episode.
Maybe you're just...
Hey, Dobster, how you going, man? He says, Dobster says Merry Chrysler, fellas.
Merry
Dobster, how you
Chrysler.
doing, Dobbs? All right, so
Look, let's all agree. I like series.
I
movies,
prefer
movies.
series now, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, unanimous.
You know,
I like it.
that's
All right, so what we're going to do, guys, we're just going to bring up the YouTube giveaway page for just a couple minutes or so. We're just going to have a little intermission, and then we're going to get back with the big man's favorite segment, the Rogan Files. We will be back shortly. We'll just All right, guys, we're back.
How you going, guys?
Dobster, thanks for that, man. Congrats on the 500. Yeah, next step 500k with us. We're hoping that's the plan.
Well,
You start somewhere, don't you?
Just get all your mates to join, mate. We'll get to
Yeah.
500k pretty quick. It won't take that long.
All right,
Thanks, man. Thanks, and yeah, make sure to be
Liking.
Yeah, just.
I believe last week's ROGEN Files, Dobster picked it.
Yeah, you did.
So, Dobster, we did. You weren't in as much, you said, because you were doing other things. We did the New World Order last week, and we actually got fact checked on our show about it.
We got fact checked, mate.
That was one of the most.
Controversial.
Thanks to Dobster, that's probably one of the most controversial episodes we've ever done. You reckon?
You can't get much more.
It was pretty.
Well, you can. If you start
could.
talking about the C word and the V word. And...
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We
You
can talk about the
guys
Epstein-
didn't get my
Epstein
org chart.
Yeah, that's right. Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Chris
did
was
get
like, remember Chris Googled it? He's like, oh, yeah, okay.
Shut.
And then Rob's like, yeah, oh, man.
It was very controversial when
gee.
when they were talking about the Black Lives Matter.
Well, you know what the thing was?
Oh,
Because when we did, I think the week we did the JFK, right? It was like even Rob was in the chat, and that's like more people seem to know more about things like that. So it's not as controversial, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because it's like, more people seem to have their theories about the JFK. The New World Order thing is like,
When we got fact checked, it was like, oh.
everyone's touchy on it, aren't they? So, yeah. So, yeah.
So probably do the Epstein trial next weekend. And
Oh,
you'll be fact checked again.
That's the best.
Yeah.
But look,
You
what we're gonna
have to give it a few decades.
that's right.
That's right. Yeah.
But what we're going to talk about today is, guys, ROGEN Files.
Oh, we're going to bring up the ROGEN Files clip. It's our favourite clip, isn't
It's
it?
our favourite
So we're
clip.
going to bring up this. Look at the Aussie Seth going flying to the ceiling. We love it. That's the best scene ever in Bad Neighbours that you've ever seen.
The King of the North liked that one, man.
Dude, that scene
Got a bit of
in
trouble.
that movie in Bad Neighbours is the best.
It is the best.
It's
But yeah, we're talking about Paul McCartney.
we're pretty much talking about
McCartney.
Paul McCartney. Is he dead or is he alive? So
Well-
what we'll do is we'll read this little thing first.
But isn't he alive?
That's what we're going to talk about. So
That's what we're here for.
50 years ago, this is how it all started apparently. 50
Okay.
years ago, a
Yeah.
Detroit DJ accidentally started the biggest hoax in rock and roll history, they reckon.
Mm-hmm.
The Paul is dead craze. It blew up on October 12th, 1969, when Russ Gibb was hosting his show on WKNR. A mysterious caller told him to put on the Beatles' White Album and spin the number 9 intro from Revolution 9 backwards. And apparently when you spun that backwards, he heard the words, "Turn me on, dead man." That's how it all... Okay. So, "Turn me on, dead man." The clues kept coming. At the end of Strawberry Fields Forever, John says, "I buried Paul." Is that true?
Don't know. I'd have to have a listen to it.
Listen to it.
I'm trying to think of it now.
The White Album is quite a classic, really. So
Apparently he says, "I buried Paul" at the end of Strawberry Fields Forever. Okay?
I'll just do some lyrics.
Yeah, so it meant Beatles were hiding a secret. Apparently Paul McCartney got killed in a crash in 1966 and the band replaced him with an imposter.
Wow.
A lookalike.
A lookalike. And he could sound like him too, apparently.
And also plays left-handed guitar.
Yeah, there you go. The rumour spread like wildfire as fans searched their Beatles albums for clues. 50 years later, Paul is Dead remains the weirdest and most famous of all music conspiracy theories. It became a permanent part of Beatles lore, a total fan-generated phenomenon that the band could only watch with amusement or exasperation. As Paul told Rolling Stones in 1974, someone from the office rang me up and said, "Look, Paul, you're dead." And I said, "I don't agree with that." So someone said to him, "Paul, you're dead." And he's like, "No, well, I'm not. I'm alive." So
I don't know. It's a bit far-fetched, isn't it?
I think it is. But I actually personally know someone that actually thinks it's true. And he's showed me pictures. Like, we don't have pictures and stuff. I don't know if anyone else has got these. He's showed me pictures like, "Oh, look how different he looks here and here." I'm like, "Yeah, but no one looks identical in two separate pictures." You know what I mean? Like, but you know what people are like with...
So you got someone that actually
I know
believes it.
someone, yeah.
Like,
He's full on about it.
wow. I don't.
They just say
Who knows?
nothing is real.
Hey, look.
in Strawberry Fields.
Dobster said,
Okay.
I got to admit, I don't know what the Paul McCartney conspiracy is, so this could be good. He's saying, and I think he said about like the thing we're talking about with New World Order. Yeah, it's more like common knowledge. And Silrax says, "Ella Seth." So Silrax, how you doing?
Silrax loves Seth, the ROGEN FILES. So
He does love Seth Rogen.
the only company for the ROGEN FILES. So
Don't you come for earlier
Well, I've
segments?
never heard
Silrax?
of the Paul McCartney.
No, let me play devil's
conspiracy
advocate and see
at
what we
all.
can do with this. So, prosthetics and makeup artists could make you look like Eddie Murphy,
Well, he looks like Seth Rogen already.
He does.
right?
yeah, but you don't have to do much work on that to like.
That's
you
true.
right.
All
Like,
I'm
maybe
saying is
like-
But we're
that's
talking about the 50s, though.
Or 60.
60.
They said 69,
Yeah.
and that's 66.
Yeah, but they can't make you play guitar in left-handed.
no, that's true.
That's true.
So all I'm saying is they could get someone. The important thing would be the knowledge and the skill, and left-handed guitar, right? And he can play drums. He can.
Yeah.
How talented was Paul McCartney? Or is Paul
Hold on a
McCartney?
second. Left-handed. When you say left-handed guitar,
How do you
is
play
that
guitar?
with the strings or
No.
No. How would you play guitar?
Right hand here.
Right.
left hand here, right
No,
hand?
but right
That's
hand.
strumming.
Yeah.
Strumming.
Right. Swap them.
Oh no.
That's how he played.
No.
Right. That's how Paul.
Isn't
McCartney
it, what's
plays.
his name? Is Jimmy Page was left-handed too, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's weird.
Was he? Trying to think now. I think he was. I'm trying to think of that. Let me think of
So
that.
he's actually.
No.
Was Jimmy Page left-handed?
I've seen him on a clip just recently, and he's right.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So left-handed.
Yeah,
Left-handed.
left-handed.
Okay.
He
And
can probably
he
play
can play drums and
Yeah, I think he did. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
maybe that's why Linda McCartney, I can't remember her maiden name, divorced him because you're not the real one.
Is that right? Maybe.
I just remember as Linda McCartney.
Hang on, I know
Not-
something
Yeah.
about Paul that you know.
You're not the real Paul. I'm leaving. Well, I know. I agree. It seems very.
It does.
Out-
The whole John Lennon thing, that's a conspiracy as well, isn't it?
That's
Is that the way he
conspiracy in
died?
itself, isn't it? Yeah.
Who knows the way he died?
Well, he signed an autograph from the guy that ended up
Killing him.
killing him.
Yeah.
Was it days later?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say.
See, but I've heard there's conspiracies about it that the
I've heard
guy.
conspiracies
The
about
conspiracy
Hitler as well.
Isn't there conspiracies about it?
His
That
body
they
can
reckon
count.
the bloke. They reckon the guy actually wanted to kill Paul. Isn't that the conspiracy? But
Oh.
Paul McCartney was apparently he always had bodyguards around him and stuff, whereas John Lennon was like,
More free
no,
spirit.
he was like, I'm a man of the people. He didn't have. That's one of the theories that apparently the guy wanted Paul McCartney because he was like the head, like the figure, but he always had bodyguards around him and he was protected, whereas John Lennon was
Unless the Paul McCartney is dead and the guy that's playing him is a clone.
or a reptilian.
Or a reptilian.
Or Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Jimi Hendrix was left. Yeah.
So maybe Jimi Hendrix. That
just
was a
got-
hoax as
Yeah.
well, and
That's
he
right.
replaced Paul McCartney with a bit of.
Hey,
And
it is.
if we've got Ringo Starr in the audience today, you can just put a message in the chat and just let us know.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Is-
Mr. Starkey.
Is Paul McCartney the only Beatle left alive?
Yes.
Ringo, isn't
I thought Ringo
Oh,
died.
Ringo Starr's
No, but I thought he died.
Ringo Starr died?
Didn't he hit a tree?
Don't tell me there's another bloody Ringo Starr.
Who died on the
Imposter.
snowfields and hit a tree? I'm sure that was Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr,
Is he alive?
he is alive, I think, yep.
Yeah.
81 years old.
There we go.
So he is. So Ringo Starr
and Paul McCartney.
and Paul McCartney. Because George Harrison is
Yeah.
dead. And obviously
George Harrison died,
And
and
obviously
also
John
John
Lennon's dead. Yeah.
George Harrison.
So,
visited
I asked-
Adelaide often.
So I asked that question then. You said it's about not the prosthetics and that, it's like about the skill and that. How talented is Paul McCartney?
Given the songs him and Lennon wrote, I think that.
Did he write them all, or was it all John? That's a conspiracy in itself. That's what I'm asking. Isn't that a conspiracy in
Well,
itself?
that means.
If it wasn't for John,
But
that
that means John would be sharing all his royalties with an imposter. I don't think he would.
Well, they're pretty
Maybe
much
John was about to reveal that in fact he was an imposter.
Yeah.
So they got rid of John.
Well, they're pretty much the two. They're pretty much both.
Well, wait.
They're the two writers, aren't they? Paul and John are the two.
But
They're
didn't,
the two talented
Lennon
ones. aren't
McCartney,
they?
yeah.
but didn't he become an imposter? Didn't the accident happen?
Well, they
after?
reckon it happened in 1966. The car accident. When did John Lennon die?
1980.
80. Like he was not
right, so
1980.
so John Lennon would have been friends with the imposter.
They were together. They were Beatles
Yeah,
were
yeah.
still formed. They were split in
71.
70s something. Yeah.
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 So
And he's still performing today.
Look,
Paul McCartney is.
Yes.
Paul McCartney.
They reckon he wouldn't be. The only reason he's not performing at the moment is because of the C word.
I think he's just got a new album out as
Yeah,
well.
yes, yeah.
Just in the last month or so.
maybe he had a brother,
Twin.
a twin brother no one knew about.
Dobster has said.
brother from another
Hey, so
mother.
listen,
Huh?
Dobster
How do
has
you know?
said
How we know that?
Jimi Hendrix died in 1970s, Paul McCartney died in 69, then maybe they had a few month overlap to slide Hendrix into McCartney's spot.
They could have.
Left-handed. Is
Left-handed.
That's right.
But maybe, as I said, maybe he had a brother that was also talented, but was not
66.
low key, and he was identical, but no one knew about him. And then he died, and then he took his spot.
This sounds like Avatar. Isn't that the whole point? They get Sam Worthington in Avatar because his brother looks like him, and
Yeah,
that's the whole
we
thing.
talked about Sam Worthington lots now, haven't we?
I had. I think they did actually pass away, but I had identical twin uncles in
Yeah, okay.
Holland.
Yeah.
One ID, one passport. I kept
Oh,
sharing one
really?
driver's license.
Oh, there you go.
In Holland?
Well, yeah.
Well, there you go. See, so if that can happen there, it can happen anywhere.
They
It can. Yeah.
they always just used one.
See, there you go.
Tell you what, though, you think about it, it wouldn't be that hard to get away with or back.
And then when
how
someone said,
long
"Oh,
ago.
that was you were driving," no, I was at home. You-
Yeah. We'll never know. But it is an interesting concept.
You never know, but listen, I've heard it before, and I'm like, well, I'm looking at him, so
Yeah, I know, but they could just be his twin.
could be,
Identical.
could be anything. I don't know.
It could
But
be a rich,
but
as Chris Scott said.
the question I always
I
bring
didn't
it,
say that.
the question I bring it back to is like what
Okay,
Rob
it's
said
controversial.
is, how do you go train a guy to vocally sing exactly the same as? Because it's like
dubbing. I don't know.
Yeah, but geez, the way they catch out dubbing these days at live concerts, people would be.
I mean, I struggle with an imposter getting Mull of Kintyre because that's actually quite a single.
And they didn't
no
catch
backing.
anybody until Milli Vanilli, so...
Yeah. So, like, I mean,
Who won?
teaching
awards.
him to be able to sing the same as him,
They won an Emmy.
teaching him to be able to play the guitar.
Look, it is
Well,
far-fetched. It is him, but, I mean,
But if he's reptilian,
he's reptilian.
Maybe
He can
that's why he
shape
can do it all.
shift. He can shape
maybe
shift.
that's why he can do it all.
That's right.
He's talented.
There
So-
you go.
I'm just going to go with reptilian theory.
Let's do that. Yeah,
Go with it.
that's it.
It turns into a lizard at night time.
Listen, it is.
If you pour water in him, it turns into a lizard.
Listen, we went with the Paul McCartney one today because it's a lot more fun than the New World Order one.
That's right.
Last week was just controversial.
Trying to
But
tone it down a bit this week.
last week was crazy.
Dobson, you sent us down a rabbit hole, man.
Lookalike prosthetics, dubbing, or you can make anything. And I'll tell you what, one thing, especially with fame, fortune is good, but the fame is really pressurized.
Yeah.
You'd actually, I guarantee you, there'd be so many famous people who'd love to just disappear.
Oh,
I reckon Michael Jackson is alive.
well, that was one of the conspiracies we wanted to talk about. What was the Prime Minister's name? Holt.
Harold
Holt.
Holt.
Harold Holt,
He disappeared.
body never found.
Did he want to disappear or did his wife kill him? Did he...
Adolf Hitler, body never found.
Yeah, but he never found.
I told you, he went to Hollow Earth. This is a Hollow Earth version 2.
He went to...
But so-
he went
But like Harold Holt, we're talking about Harold Holt. He was out on a little floating thing in the
Is that the
water,
guy with
wasn't
the tiger thing?
he
he?
got,
It's similar. The Tiger King story is very
he
similar.
got taken by a shark.
Her husband is, they're saying he's dead. They've announced him dead, but there's never been a body. So, and that's why the Tiger King guy accuses her of killing her husband for his millions and feeding
Into the
his body
lions.
to the tigers.
The tiger, sorry, yeah.
Because where's the body?
Where's the body?
Oh, you've just got his inheritance and he went to Costa Rica apparently. So,
Right.
you know, I don't put it past them. But the Harold Holt one is very similar, isn't it? It's like he just,
Tupac. You're talking about Tupac.
I mean, mimicking someone's voice is easily done these days. Yeah, the Tupac hologram.
See, Tupac's another conspiracy. Like, is he alive?
I don't think so.
But I think he died.
What about Elvis?
Look at Elvis. People
I've seen
think
him in Las
people
Vegas.
think he's alive.
Oh, you reckon he'd pick that? It's oh yeah, it's all right. So I died on the toilet seat,
Eating a sandwich.
Listen,
eating his.
Hamburgers.
No.
Cheeseburger.
He had 2 of these 10 o'clock every night. It's your bread sort of thing. Bacon, jam,
he was out of shape, wasn't he, at the end?
and
Yeah, a
peanut
little bit. Yeah.
and peanut. paste.
Oh, shit.
That big, 2 of them every night.
Yeah, and he was
Isn't
a big druggie.
But listen, isn't it amazing? You know, when you think about Elvis, right? It's amazing when you think back, like you see him young, this thin, good-looking guy, whatever, and then you see him just before he died. Like the difference is just
Oh yeah, of course.
like next level. What happened?
He
to
wasn't
him?
healthy, man. Like
No,
especially like with drugs and that as well.
No way.
He was, yeah.
Do you
No.
look at anyone after, especially after
Dobster says surely the reptiles had the tech in the 60s and 70s.
and they've lived for millions of years.
That's right, man.
That's
They
right.
evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Those missing ones though, like we were saying, we said it. Obviously, we said Harold Holt and that.
Michael
Was that in the
Jackson.
70s? I think my dad said it might have even been before he came here. My dad came here
68.
Yeah, I think my
68.
dad said it's a year. Maybe he came here 69, either the year he came or the year before he came or something.
Yeah.
So 60s. And one of the conspiracies is his wife got rid of him. But that's one of them. I don't know. I'm sure there's many others. He might, maybe like Rob said, he wanted to disappear.
And she'd
Apologies
still-
to Mrs. Holt if she's watching.
Yeah, we're not saying you killed your.
But the truth would be that Mrs. Holt would get all of the government pension.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
that's
she
right,
get
yeah.
now?
And a
Because he was the
gold
prime
card
minister.
as well.
Wouldn't she be? I don't know if this is correct, but she'd be getting $300,000 a year or something now.
Probably.
Yeah, you get a gold
That's
pass as
because
well.
that's what happened.
Yeah, close.
Well, that's what the
Close
Don was
to.
saying. Every prime minister gets for the rest
Yeah,
of their life about
that's
300
right.
grand a year.
Yeah,
indexed.
not bad.
Yeah.
Indexed. So as inflation goes up, the amount goes up.
Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah, I'm saying. So now these
Yeah,
guys should be getting
yeah.
300
And the
grand.
gold
a year.
pass gives you free travel as well.
See
so
that?
you can go planes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
there's-
why? Because
there's
you've been
more-
prime
yeah,
minister,
there's more
we
than
get
just a
paid you.
salary.
So look at all these guys we're paying all this money for.
Yeah. They don't have to use
That's
their
terrible,
their money. So yeah.
They even had the tech if he forgot the T in reptile, he reckons.
No, we got it.
We knew what you meant.
We
Dob.
got
Dobster, we're on board.
We're
We're on board, Dobs.
Dobster.
Dobster's cool, man. He got us in the most controversial topic of all time,
I know.
but we forgive him.
And not only did we get the most controversial topic, we got the most controversial guy.
Yeah, we had Krillin.
Krillin
We
was
had
there
Chris with
just
us.
smashing it. He knows a lot about it.
He loved it, didn't he? But when
Oh,
you've invested so much time into it, it's like
The guy's next level.
he loves it.
Like I don't disagree with what he's saying. He's next level.
Yeah.
Listen, I always, I always do what Rob said before. We're here, I always try to play the devil's advocate. Because it gets I don't want people to know what I believe or what I don't believe.
And it's not conspiracy advice either.
That's right, it's not conspiracy advice.
Yeah, we're not professional conspiracy.
Dobster reckons,
Do your own research.
Dobster reckons 300K a year, that's chump change. Yeah, but then they get
There's allowances as well.
free flights,
Yeah, with a gold card.
yeah,
They
with
get
a gold card
pass.
anywhere.
Yep,
Like, and meanwhile, how much they've been paid already for,
exactly.
being prime minister.
I think they're doing okay.
Yeah, so it's a bit
Plus, they get the insider trading shares.
Yeah.
And stuff. So yeah, they're doing okay.
That's why Bob Hawke, he could still go to the cricket and scull a yard glass while he was 90 for the fans, and
Yeah.
Exactly.
they got him in the crowd. They give him a pint, and
Oh, really?
well, he held the world record for sculling a yard glass at one stage. I think it got
Oh, he did, yeah.
it got beaten, but he
Yeah.
had it for a while, and this is the prime minister of our country.
That's right.
What a legend!
So, do you reckon Paul McCartney is a imposter?
Do you know what? This is the first Rogan Files I'm actually going to go straight out and side one way, and I'm just going to say I reckon he's alive.
Okay.
I reckon he's alive simply the quality of the songs that keep
Yeah,
coming out.
that's what I reckon. Because he's still
Because
singing.
it
bro.
didn't do this.
He brought out, I think it was 3 years ago. Goffy said it, I'm not sure, but he brought out something that like topped the charts. I think like
Yeah.
an album a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
3 years ago, I think. So that could just be Beatles nostalgia, but
His Wings collaborations,
Yeah.
His other collaborations,
Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony and Ivory, Say with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You keep Midas. He's Midas when it comes to songwriting.
Yeah, yeah.
Dobster says you can make that in a day in crypto.
Of course. Yeah, of course you could.
Give us a tip, Doctor.
I like
Yeah, give us a tip.
You got a tip for that?
I'll give you $1 and you can give me 300. 300. Look, next week.
300,000.
Even next week.
Well, Dobster, man, you came in late, so what's your crypto tip of the week, man? He always gets in on the crypto.
Goffy,
I think he's still alive as well.
Still alive?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play
You're
the.
gonna break the trend.
I'm gonna break the trend here, man. I'm gonna say he's a full-blown reptilian,
Reptilian. Wow.
and he's been
Is he like in Independence Day? You know when they
they learned how to play guitar and exactly replicate him.
Yeah.
So the guy died, and then this reptilian shapeshifted into him. And so
beautiful. There we go.
Well, you said
that's
before.
what I reckon.
As you said before, he practiced often enough, he should be good at something.
But
That's
do
right.
reptilians exist? As another topic.
Oh, next week. Tune in next week.
I like what Dobson's comeback, man. He said if you give him 600k, he'll turn it into 300k crypto.
No worries.
He's onto it. He's a smart guy. Listen, I think the Paul McCartney one is very far-fetched. I think other ones we've talked about, like I said, JFK, things like that. Like I think Rob said it in the comments that now, like the JFK one is so many signs point to
Inside.
that
someone else.
other things. Whereas this one doesn't really. You read those things and it's like the Beatles played along with it just for a laugh. It's like Ringo had a joint and thought we'll just play along.
I can't remember what Heath Ledger's death. I can't remember what it was.
Heath Ledger.
Over.
They said he overdosed.
Cross prescription.
Yeah.
But do you think that?
But you said, what was the conspiracy to it again?
It was like symbols, and he was part of the
something to do with the Freemasons.
Yeah.
Well, they pretty much killed him.
Yeah, and they
They
killed
offed him. That's the theory. Yeah, but
that was the first ever ROGEN Files.
yeah,
Well, he was.
I don't know. That one.
The current movie he was filming was just bombing.
Apparently,
It was rubbish. The Imaginarium of
Yeah.
Dr. Parnassus. Absolute rubbish.
That's pretty funny. What Dobson just said. I don't know if that's true. I don't have a tip, but I hear Ozzy Osbourne is making bat NFTs now.
There we go. Good.
There we go. Get on the bat NFTs, guys.
Yeah.
Well, the one he bit has got to be an NFT.
Not financial advice.
There's no. It's gone. Rob's got a photo of it.
That's right.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne. He's good, man. I like Ozzy.
Yeah, that was a quick ROGEN Files.
It was.
Yeah.
Do you like Ozzy Osbourne?
No.
You don't like Black Sabbath?
Take it or leave it.
You like Black Sabbath?
I went to their concert when I was
Yeah,
here.
you
Went to their afternoon sound check.
That was it.
Did you?
It's good.
Black Sabbath is good.
It was good.
Ozzy was good.
And Ozzy, it's funny, this is Ozzy.
Before he went a bit, he was good.
Ozzy Osbourne
Music.
says, "Oh, we were here in 70, whatever it was, 74. But,
Yeah.
but you don't remember that." I thought, "You're on drugs. You don't remember it either." mate."
You're the only one that doesn't. You're the only one that doesn't remember it, right? Paranoid is one of my favorite songs ever.
Is it?
It's quick, good. You know, it's good. Actually, it's a good song.
Wow.
Yeah, I like Kiss.
Kiss are good. I agree.
You been to a Kiss concert?
I saw Kiss at
Twice.
the last time they
What are
came
you, a
here.
lunatic?
Last time they came here.
You favourite whatever you go. You
The only time I seen them was
Well, not my favourite. Just I like. I
No,
like
whatever your vocation is, be there.
Twice.
Go.
Twice.
Where do you? I saw.
I've seen Kiss.
I saw him at
Twice.
Clipsal.
I've seen
Good.
Aerosmith.
I was
twice.
there.
Yeah, that was how long ago was that?
I've seen
2013.
what are they called? U2. I've seen U2 once here in Adelaide.
You two are good.
I've
I've
seen
seen
U2 in Perth.
I've seen Metallica live.
Yep.
I missed Metallica because I
Pearl-
had to come to Melbourne.
I've seen
Pearl Jam.
I've seen Foo Fighters live. They were good.
Pearl Jam twice. I've seen and Metallica live and Pearl Jam twice. Yeah.
Dire Straits in the 80s, I've seen twice.
Adelaide Oval. Football Park.
No, I was in Sydney at the time.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I saw them at Football Park.
And I was meant to go to
Brothers in Arms.
I was meant to go to
Brother
the.
and Armstrong. I was there.
I was meant to
I
go
was
to
there
the
for-
latest.
David Centre.
I was meant to go to the latest Metallica one, but that got called off because Hetfield went into.
We were going to
rehab.
fly across from Perth. Me and Dean Kogas were going
So-
to fly across. from
Dean
Perth.
Kogas.
Yeah.
I was meant to go to that next Metallica one,
Yep.
and yeah, Pearl
And
Jam.
they pulled
I
out.
saw Pearl Jam Entertainment Centre and Pearl Jam Adelaide Oval.
I wanted to see the Backstreet Boys, but never got around to it.
At Pearl Jam Adelaide Oval was one of the best concerts I've been to. It was the atmosphere was.
Look, and that's just it. You go for a show. If you want to go and just listen to the music,
Yeah.
you go and stream.
That's right, but the show was.
You go to show. I mean, I saw Alice Cooper and Motley Crue.
Yeah.
And the show
They couldn't. Well, the cream
Oh,
was
that's what Metallica. Metallica's
just
What you said you see Metallica's is a show. When I went to the Death Magnetic tour, that's the one I went to.
Yeah.
Didn't you see Guns N' Roses when they first started?
In LA before
Oh
they
my
were
God.
in Australia.
I saw them
So
at
we
the
were in
Oval.
America. We were in America in LA when I was 20. And we went to the local pub, and there was a band called Guns N' Roses and a band called Poison. playing.
Oh, Poison! I would have
And
loved
we
Poison
went-
more.
we
I would have
went,
preferred Poison.
And then I bought the album in America, and it had the insert that you had to buy to put it on the record player.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to Australia, and then gone, there's this band called Guns. We're telling everybody there's this band called Guns N' Roses. Just wait. And 9 months later, bang! It just went.
Who do you prefer, Guns N' Roses or Poison?
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, Guns N' Roses.
100%. 100%.
I don't actually like Guns N' Roses that much.
I love him.
You know what I don't like about him? I don't like how he screams. So it's like he doesn't sing.
It's just his voice.
No,
Unique voice.
Unique voice.
It's a unique voice, man.
That's
Definitely unique.
Yeah, I don't know. No, see, but I love Pearl Jam and Metallica. Like that's
Like Nirvana?
no. You don't find many blokes that are Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
grunge.
It's just no, I don't mind them, but I think Nirvana, when you look at it, it's got a couple like Smells Like Teen Spirit. There's a few good, but it's not many. It's a couple good ones, and then I just think there's nostalgia around him, you know, because he killed himself, and it's like it made him sort of he's better than he was once he's not here around. If that makes sense, you know that old thing.
Yep.
That's what I think of Nirvana, but they're okay. They're not.
Yeah.
You like Led Zeppelin?
Yeah.
I like Led Zeppelin.
Def Leppard.
Led Zeppelin's good.
Def Leppard's great.
Yeah, you love Def Leppard.
One of
Right?
my
So do I.
favorite. That's my favorite band.
Do you guys love Deep Purple?
Deep Purple's good.
Never saw them in
What about
concert.
Lynyrd Skynyrd? I like Lynyrd Skynyrd.
All the time.
Lynyrd Skynyrd. Also caught a drumstick at Disturbed. I caught a guitar pick at Pearl Jam.
I
Did you?
caught
Yes.
a
Oh,
drumstick
no.
at
Mark
You still got it?
Mark McCready's guitar pick.
Scorpions Def Leppard concert.
I was at that too.
Do you know who I saw?
I was
Do,
Yeah.
do you know who I saw?
that
At,
was awesome.
Do you know who I saw
Scorpions
open
were
for Pearl
they were
Jam?
great.
Yeah.
They were great.
And they were nobodies. I saw them open for Pearl Jam here, and they were absolutely nobodies. And now the Kings of Leon,
Really?
and they opened, so we got to see. They were like, this new Kings
Yeah,
of Leon.
yeah, it's funny.
And we were watching them, and we're like, these
They
guys
sound
are alright,
alright.
man. And then the next year they were just massive. And these guys were
Massive.
just opening for Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And they just went.
Yeah.
Now they're touring. I think
Yeah.
they're meant to be coming soon. But yeah, they were not bad.
There you
No,
go.
music seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
You
But
like what's his name, man?
I like.
You like dressing up like what's his name?
Who?
We're not gonna take it. Twister Sister.
I love that guy.
Dee
We're
Snyder.
not gonna take it.
Twister Sister's the best.
It's that song. It's just like
No, they got that other one.
He's
I
still,
wanna rock. Yeah, you wanna rock.
he's still
No.
producing.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
producing music. Dee Snyder. Yeah.
I like my hip hop as well.
I like.
Dr. Dre,
I like that hip hop. I think that hip hop.
Tupac, Biggie Smalls.
I like that. Do you know Krillin? You know he's the DJ, right? He never talks. You know he's met Ice Cube. He's met Exhibit.
Has he?
He won't tell the story. He actually smoked a blunt with Ice Cube when he was here for the Lethal Injection tour in '92.
Really?
Because what's the biggest club here is What Heaven. He's
Yeah.
DJing there.
Yeah.
He's the #1 DJ there. They
Wow.
Wow.
get to go see him. He met
Krillin.
Exhibit. Met Beyonce there.
And that Quillen's
She didn't want to talk to anyone, but Exhibit, Ice Cube, everything. You know what they said to Ice Cube, all of them? They're like, they had weed, right? And they're like, oh, do you do dope, man? And he goes, dope? He goes, I don't do that shit. And they go, no, they go, what do you mean? They go, you don't smoke weed? He goes, oh yeah, weed. He goes, but in America, man, dope means, like everything, like smack. He goes, I don't do that shit. But that's '92, Lethal Injection tour. So he just left like NWA and he was like on his own. But I like that sort of hip hop. The old,
Yeah, it's good.
Old
The
hip-hop.
same clips all weekend of Kiss was also
Yeah, was it? Yeah,
Hilltop
Hilltop
Hoods.
Hoods.
So I went and saw them there.
And see, I used to know them. We knew them personally. They're from down south.
Yeah.
Like George, because Chris was with his MCs. They were all mates with them. We used to hang out with them, and they're just these blokes used to freestyle, and I was like, she was saying, these guys freaks, man. And then like a year later, they were gone. They left the country. They were good blokes. They were nice blokes, right? Like, we knew they lived down the road, like 20 minutes down the road.
Wow.
Like just near Chris.
Wow.
Yeah, they were like
Still saying Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. They were just like banging and gone. They were like,
Mr.
yeah, because of that.
Mr.
Mr. I didn't really like them. But it depends what you're into, I guess.
Yeah.
See, I liked the old hip hop, but I actually didn't really like Tupac that much.
I love Tupac.
I preferred Ice Cube and those ones, but I actually didn't like
No, I
Tupac.
love Tupac. I loved him.
He was good in the movie Above the Rim.
Above the rim. No, he was good, and that's another conspiracy theory we can talk about.
Tupac.
That's what's saying that you get a chance to do whatever in terms of vacation hobby. you don't know if you're going to get another chance.
Yeah.
Go. Just go. Do it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
You have to.
Well, you know, he was saying, I said he's in Above the Rim, right? You know, we were talking about Point Break before. There's a famous singer in that movie.
Point Break.
Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Anthony Kiedis is in it.
Is he?
Yeah. He's that goes, when they go to beat up Keanu Reeves when he steals their waves, he's like, that would be a waste of time. That's Anthony Kiedis. So do you like Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny G loves them.
Okay.
That's his favourite band.
They're awesome.
I like the Chili Peppers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
very good. They come out as well. Did you
Yeah,
see them?
yeah. John saw them, I think, the first time they come here was like big day out, like
Yeah.
90 something.
That's right. Yeah.
And like went off in the they were in the boiler room and that was like it was crazy. But that's going years back. I was young.
I'll tell you one of these concerts though that I can't sit way at the back.
Yeah.
It's just like, if I'm watching a video screen, I might as well watch it.
Well, that was like with Pearl Jam and that over. I was up.
Got to try and
You got to be at the front.
I was up
as close to the maximum like 10 yards or something.
Yeah.
No further back.
Yeah.
Might as well just watch it at home. If you
That's what I'm saying. Especially some of the stadiums, and someone's way at the back, and they pay $100, $200, and then they're watching a video screen.
Yeah.
Well,
it could be anybody on
It's
stage.
the same thing.
It could be an imposter.
It could be.
Yes.
It could be
Well, it's the same thing. Like you went to
Paul
the.
McCartney.
It could be Paul McCartney. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like you went to the World Cup.
Yeah.
In 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the experience of watching a massive game? How far away were you?
Obviously the seats varied, but no further away than the second tier of, say, Hindmarsh.
Yeah, okay. See, like, well, I went to I've been to Old Trafford, Man United Stadium, and I was up near the Stretford end, so it's good view, but I wouldn't have wanted to be up in the corner of Old Trafford, not up high.
I mean, still the atmosphere.
Nothing beats the atmosphere, but being up there, you watch the game better on TV. But down, I was closer down Old Trafford, and this is 75,000 people.
Yeah.
It was like, you say you go to the footy, it just makes that look like.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's just because the way they are, but like I wouldn't have wanted to be up in the.
And I was the same. A certain thing that you.
The only stadium that I'd want to experience the big tier is Dortmund's. The big.
Oh, that wall of.
They've got this
20,000.
Yeah, they've got this one tier that they have behind the home goal, and it's just one tier.
Wow.
So it goes up. So right at the top, it's just this. You have the top stairs. It'll just be this.
Yeah. Wow.
Giant
Yeah, it's like
wedge.
20,000. Like it's the Wolfer Stadium, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Something like that. But that's the only stadium I'm going to go and sit at the top and experience the what it's like up
That'd be
there.
incredible.
Two of America's Most Wanted is one of my all-time favorite rap songs. Dobster says. I don't know who sings that.
I don't know who sings it either.
Don't know who sings that, man. But so we went on. Wasn't a very long Rogan Files. The movie segment went pretty good. I think that was a pretty good segment. I liked that one.
It was good.
That was good.
It was good. Good to have you guys for your first podcast.
So are you spending New Year's here, Chris?
Yeah.
When are you going back?
5th.
5th.
Yeah. So I'll be here for New Year's and then Thursday, Wednesday.
Yeah,
Next
next week. Yeah. Well, I think the 2nd is Sunday. Yeah.
We might get you back if we have a podcast next week, but
We'll see what we do. Yeah.
see what we do.
Yeah.
No
Right,
worries.
guys.
We should be back on Monday for sure with the United show.
But everyone out there, please have a happy New Year. Whatever you guys do,
Definitely.
all the best, and big things are coming for HFD.
So before we leave, what's your New Year's resolution, man? Have you got one?
No, I don't have
Not really?
resolutions because I reckon if you're gonna make a resolution, do it right here and then.
That's okay.
So I don't really got anything.
Got a New Year's resolution?
On the spot. Successfully build a new site in Melbourne.
Yeah. There you go.
I've got one.
Hey,
I had to think about it, man.
okay, man. Okay, man.
Crypto millionaire by December.
By December next year. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that one.
So
That'd be nice.
in December, what I'm going to say is, guys, the studio is going to be jacked.
That's right. Exactly.
We'll be doing podcasts from space.
The gold room.
We are,
From
man.
the gold
Look,
room.
that's a planet. Rob is just looking at it.
Yeah, no, look, I dream big, guys. So always dream big, swing for the fences.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's
Why
right.
not?
Yep.
Rob?
New website
Yes.
to promote my writing and get a script sold.
Beautiful.
There you go.
And you?
Mine is just broad. I just want to just make the most of the next year. Just
Goals need to be specific and measurable. Come on. Narrow it down.
I'll go to my soccer. At 37, I'll try match my.
36.
I'll be 37 by the end of the year, so I want to match my league player of the year.
Oh,
All right.
there we go.
All right, so we'll revisit this and see where we are next year.
Yeah.
Because then if I do it at 37, I'll say,
So-
I better call it now. I've done it.
So the week before New Year's, we will have to be
Yeah,
here.
we'll revisit it.
No worries.
If you're not here, in the state, we'll just get you on a little
We'll
screen.
Skype him.
I'll
in.
get across.
Just
I'll get across.
Yeah,
Don't
by
worry.
then we'll be fine. Well, it's been a real good show, hasn't it?
Has been a good
It's
show.
fun.
Thanks for coming, guys. Happy New Year.
Thanks for having us.
Was.
And
Yeah,
like,
thanks,
share,
guys.
subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.